You can continue. Just pop the headset on here. Let's just do a double check.
Check.
Okay, I can hear me through that. We're good to go, I believe. Good evening and welcome to Williamsburg Raider Basketball on the Williamsburg YouTube channel, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Thank you for taking some time for Williamsburg Raider Basketball. Joining me on the broadcast tonight are my nephew, Drew Carpenter, a junior at the University of Iowa, and one of the managers on the Iowa men's basketball team, and my triplets, Tasha, Trevor, and Tyler, who are back in Ames, starting their second semester at Iowa State University. Tonight the Raiders are hosting the South Tama Trojans, who come into the RAC with a 4-9 overall record and are 2-7 in WAMAC conference play. In my preseason predictions, I have the South Tama Trojans predicted for 6th place in the WAMAC West. The Trojans are losing their second best player in Jeanette Cervantes, who was on the honorable mention all-conference team last season. The Trojans are returning a sophomore, Diane Kiana, who was a second-team all-conference, and a senior, Riley Ridout, who was on the honorable mention team. Junior Olivia Halla and the sophomore Scout Ridout also saw significant time before the Trojans last season. South Tama is currently in 9th place in my WAMAC power rankings, which puts them 4th in the WAMAC West, with the Trojans sitting in 5th place in the standings. The Raiders are 13-12 all-time against South Tama, with South Tama winning the first 12 and the Raiders winning the last 13. The Raiders defeated South Tama 53-13 in Tama on Tuesday, December 16th. The Raiders took control of the game in the first quarter, outscoring the Trojans 17-3 and 17-2 in the second quarter to lead 34-5 at halftime. The Raiders extended their lead in the third quarter, outscoring South Tama 16-5 to lead 50-10 at the end of 3. The Raiders added on to their lead in the fourth quarter, outscoring South Tama 3-0 for the 53-13 final on Tuesday, December 16th in Tama. The Raiders shot 39%, their 4th highest on the season, going at 22 of 56 from the field. The Raiders are third most field goals made and field goals attempted, and a 19% from a three-point range, shooting a 9 of 31 from distance, taking a season-high 56% of their shots behind the three-point arc, taking a season-high 31 threes for an effective field goal percentage of 45%, their 4th highest, assisting on 64% of their field goals made, with 14 assists, scoring 53 points for an offensive efficiency of 96.3, their 5th best offense performance on the season, 6.6 above their season average, and 26.2 above what South Tama has allowed their opponents. The Raiders post an efficiency rating of 66, 4.2 above their season average, and 21.8 above what the Trojans have allowed their opponents on the season. For the Raiders, the Farm Bureau Star Player of the Game. If you're looking for a star to help you navigate through the difficulties of life, give Farm Bureau agent Jared Klosterber a call and learn how he can make it easy to protect the things that are most important to you. Your home, family, farm, and future was sophomore Channing Becker with 13 points on 5 of 8 shooting and a 3 of 6 from distance, along with 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and picking up her only block on the season. Becker has 2 Farm Bureau Star Players of the Game on the season. Sophomore Kylie Sewell is leading the Raiders with 4. Zoe Allen and Ava Hooker have 3 each. Taylor Sanchez has 2, and Kennedy Skaggs has 1. the Ullman's Furniture Bench Player of the Game. Whether you're furnishing a large home or efficiency condo, you're sure to find something that fits your needs at Ullman's Furniture. Was a sophomore Kylie Sewer with 2 points, 3 rebounds. 2 of them were offensive, 2 assists, 4 steals, and a block. Kylie Sewer has been the Ullman's Furniture Bench Player of the Game in every game so far this season for the Raiders. Senior Zoe Allen also had a good game for the Raiders with 12 points on 6 of 7 shooting, 3 rebounds, and 3 steals. South Tama had their second lowest shooting performance against the Raiders, shooting 19%, going 5 of 26 from the field. The Trojans the fewest field goals made and field goals attempted, and 20% from three-point range, going 1 for 5 from distance. The fewest three-pointers attempted for the Trojans on the season, taking a season-low 19% of their shots from behind the three-point arc for an effective field goal percentage of 21%, their second lowest on the season. Assisting on 40% of their made field goals, their second lowest, with a season-low 2 assists, scoring a season-low 13 points for a season-low offensive efficiency of 23.6, 29 below their season average, and 39.3 below what the Raiders have allowed their opponents. The Trojans posted an efficiency rating of -11, 34 below their season average, and 38.7 below what the Raiders have allowed their opponents on the season. The Bell & Plumbing player who did it all for South Tama. Repairs and new installs. Bell & Plumbing Heating Construction does it all from start to finish. They have the experience it takes to get the job done right here in your backyard. Was sophomore Scout Ridout with a team-high 8 points, making 3 field goals, a 3 and a free throw, along with 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and an assist. We last saw the Raiders against the Benton Lady Cats, defeating Benton 48-29. The lead went back and forth in the first quarter with 4 lead changes and a tie. The Raiders led by 1 at the end of the first quarter, 10-9. The Raiders went on a 9-0 run from the end of the first quarter into the second quarter to turning a 9-8 Benton lead into a 17-9 Raider lead. The Lady Cats put an end to that Raider run with the Raiders leading a 17-11 when the Raiders went on a 10-0 run to lead by 16 at 27-11. Benton scored the last 5 points in the second quarter for a Raiders 27-16 11-point lead at halftime. The Raiders outscored the Lady Cats 10-7 in the third quarter to extend their lead to 14 points, 37-23 at the end of 3. The Raiders continued adding on to their lead in the fourth quarter, outscoring Benton 11-6 for the 48-29 Williamsburg dub last Friday night. The Raiders shot 33%, 18 of 55 from the field, and 27% from three-point range, going 4 of 15 from distance, with 27% of their shots coming from behind the three-point arc, for an effective field goal percentage of 36%, assisting on 56% of their made field goals, with 10 assists, scoring 48 points, for an offensive efficiency of 85.1, 4.6 below their season average, and right at what Benton has allowed their opponents at 85.1. The Raiders post an efficiency rating of 54, 7.8 below their season average, and 0.3 above what the Lady Cats have allowed their opponents on the season. The Farm Bureau player of the game was a junior Ava Hooker with 10 points, making 3 shots, 2 of them from three-point range and 2 free throws, along with a team-high 7 rebounds, 4 of them off the offensive glass, 4 assists, and 5 steals. That's Ava's 4th Farm Bureau Star Player of the Game, which ties her with Kylie Sewer for the team lead. Zoe Allen has 3, and Channing Becker and Taylor Sanchez have 2, and Kenny Skaggs has 1. The Ullman's Furniture Bench Player of the Game was sophomore Kylie Sewer with 8 points, making 2 shots and a season-high 4 free throws, getting the charity stripe for a season-high 8 free throws attempted, along with 3 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a steal. Kylie Sewer has been the Raiders' Ullman's Furniture Bench Player of the Game for every game on the season thus far. Benton shot 32%, 9 of 28 from the field, and 33% from three-point range, going 5 for 15 from distance, with 54% of their shots coming from behind the three-point arc for an effective field goal percentage of 41%, assisting on 79% of their made field goals with 7 assists, scoring at 29 points for an offensive efficiency of 51.4, 17.1 below their season average, and 11.5 below what the Raiders have allowed their opponents. The Lady Cats posted an efficiency rating of 25, 7.6 below their season average, and 2.7 below what the Raiders have allowed their opponents. The Bell & Plumbing Heating and Construction player who did it all for Benton was sophomore Tallulah Schroeder with 8 points on 2 of 4 shooting and 4 of 6 from the free throw line, along with 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block and a steal. The KC sub of the game for the Lady Cats were junior Marin Mitchell and sophomore Avery Franzenberg. Marin Mitchell had 2 rebounds and Avery Franzenberg scored 3 points, making a 3. The Trojans' last game was in Tiffin, losing to the number 1 Clear Creek Amana Clippers 63-26 on Tuesday night. South Tama shot 34%, going 11 of 32 from the field, and 33% from three-point range, going 1 for 3 from distance, with 9% of their shots coming from behind the three-point arc for an effective field goal percentage of 36%, assisting on 36% of their made field goals, with 4 assists, scoring 26 points for an offensive efficiency of 53.2, 0.6 above their season average, and 16.4 below what Clear Creek Amana has allowed their opponents. The Trojans posted an efficiency rating of 20, 3 below their season average, and 9.3 below what the Clippers have allowed their opponents on the season. The Belling Plumbing player who did it all for South Tama was sophomore Scout Ridout with a team-high 9 points and 9 rebounds, 5 of them coming off the offensive glass. The KC's sub of the game was sophomore Diane Kiana with 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting, making a 3 and a steal off the bench. Clear Creek Amana shot 41%, going 24 of 58 from the field, and 31% from three-point range, going 10 for 32 from distance, taking 55% of their shots from behind the three-point arc for an effective field goal percentage of 50%, assisting on 75% of their made field goals with 18 assists, scoring 63 points for an offensive efficiency of 129, 14.7 above their season average, and 58.9 above what South Tama has allowed their opponents. The Clippers posted an efficiency rating of 87, 7 below their season average, and 42.8 above what the Trojans have allowed their opponents on the season. The Belling Plumbing player who did all for CCA was senior Lena Evans with 22 points on 9 of 16 shooting, making a 3 and 3 free throws, along with 6 rebounds, 5 of them off the offensive boards, 4 assists, and 6 steals. The KC sub of the game was senior Nakia Tangang with 2 points and 2 rebounds. Seniors Avery Lauer and Kennedy Stratton also had good games for the Clippers. Avery Lauer had a game-high 23 points, going 9 of 18 from the field, 5 for 12 from three-point range, along with a team-high 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Kennedy Stratton had 14 points on 5 of 9 shooting, 4 of 7 from distance, along with 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Lena Evans, Avery Lauer, and Kennedy Stratton combined to score 59 of the Clippers' 63 points. The Raiders' last game was last night, traveling to Grimes to take on the Class 4A 4th-ranked Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs. The Raiders trailed by 3 at the end of the first quarter, 13-10, and trailed by 13 at halftime, 27-14. The Raiders cut into DCG's lead by outscoring the Mustangs 14-12 in the third quarter for a 39-28 Dallas Center Grimes lead at the end of 3. DCG extended their lead in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Raiders 13-7 for the 53-35 final last night in Grimes. Let's take a look at the Capper Ford keys to the game. Find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle at Capper Ford. See for yourself the Capper experience. The Capper Ford key of the game for offense goes to the Raiders. The Raiders rank as the third best offense in the WAMAC, averaging 53 points per game for an offensive efficiency of 89.7. Zoe Allen is leading the Raiders in scoring, averaging 10.5 points per game. Taylor Sanchez, Ava Hooker, Channing Becker, Kennedy Skaggs, and Connie Sewer all rank in the top 35 in the WAMAC in scoring. South Tama ranks as the 10th best offense in the WAMAC, averaging 33 points per game for an offensive efficiency of 52.6. Sophomore Diane Kiana ranks 10th in the WAMAC in scoring, averaging 13.7 points per game. The Raiders are the third best shooting team in the WAMAC, shooting 39% from the field and 30% from three-point range for an effective field goal percentage of 45%. Ava Hooker, Zoe Allen, Taylor Sanchez, Channing Becker, and Kennedy Skaggs are all averaging more than 5 shots a game for the Raiders. Zoe Allen ranks 6th in field goal percentage, shooting 48% from the field. Avery Lauer from Clear Creek Amana is leading the WAMAC in field goal percentage, shooting 59%. Connie Sewer would rank 8th in field goal percentage if she was averaging 5 field goal attempts a game, shooting 46% from the field, with the sophomores averaging 4.7 shots a game. South Tama is the 10th best shooting team in the WAMAC, shooting 27% from the field and 20% from three-point range for an effective field goal percentage of 29%. Sophomore Diane Tiana ranked 7th in field goals made at 5.1 and 7th in field goals attempted, averaging 13.7 shots per game. Keisha Cabello ranks 9th in field goals attempted, averaging 11.4 shots per game. Scout Ridout, Olivia Hallam, and Estella Smolek are also averaging more than 5 shots per game for the Trojans. The Raiders are the third best three-point shooting team, shooting 30% from a three-point range, taking 40% of their field goal attempts from a distance, averaging 19.8 threes, making 5.9. Taylor Sanchez ranks 7th in three-pointers made, making 2 threes per game on 5.3 3-points attempted, which ranks 8th, shooting 38% from behind the three-point arc, which ranks 7th. Kennedy Skaggs ranks 9th in the WAMAC in three-pointers attempted, taking 70% of her shots from distance, which ranks 10th, averaging 5 threes per game, and 10th in three-pointers made at 1.6. Channing Becker ranks 10th in three-pointers made, averaging 1.6, shooting 40% from distance, which ranks 4th. Avery Lauer from Clear Creek, Amana is leading the WAMAC, shooting 49% from distance. Ava Hooker is also averaging more than 2 threes per game for the Raiders. Tenley Sanchez would rank 6th in taking her shots from behind the three-point arc, and she was averaging 2 threes a game, with the freshman taking 78% of her shots from distance. But Tenley Sanchez is averaging 1.9 threes per game. We'll take a look at our other Cap Report keys to the game as the game rolls on. Let's send it down to PA announcer Nathan King for the starting lineups, sponsored by the Sundown. If you're looking for starters or main course or good beverages, stop out down to the Sundown. No matter when you'll visit, you'll enjoy great food and great company. Visit the Sundown Bar and Grill today to see what all the hype is about.
Number 3, Keija Kapau. Face-off, number 4, Scout Ridout. AC, number 10, Riley Ridout. And A-sophomore, number 14, Stella Smolik. The Trojans are coached by Laura Ridout and assisted by Ryan Ridout. And now let's meet the starting lineups for your Williamsburg Raiders. A 6'1" senior, number 10, Zoe Allen. A 5'10" junior, number 12, Ava Hooker. A 5'7" junior, number 14, Taylor Sanchez. A 5'10" senior, number 24, Kennedy Skaggs. And a 5'5" senior, number 42, Chloe Lassie. The Raiders are coached by Stephanie Dacey, assisted by Brett Kozachek, Aaron Davis, Adam Sanchez. Athletic training services are provided by Compass Memorial Hospital and athletic trainer Ryan Freiberger. We would like to welcome game officials for tonight, Dan Thomas, Anthony Vandegrift, and Shannon McWhorter. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and gently remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Let's take a look at the uniforms for the teams tonight, sponsored by Elite Sports. If you want your team to look its best, Elite Sports is a custom screen printing and embroidery company that's working with over 150 high schools and colleges in Iowa. They focus on athletics, but print for any business or occasion. Screen printing, embroidery, awards, and trophies, and custom artwork. At Elite Sports, their team of skilled in-house artists are available to assist with all of your needs. So the Raiders coming out in the home whites, with the Berg on the front in red, outlined in black, red numbers outlined in black. And the South Tama Trojans coming out in the road black uniforms with the blue STC of South Tama County. And Zoe Allen, as the Raiders win the tip, left-hand jump hook gets the first bucket. And Raiders coming out in their full court pressure. Payu triggering, stolen away by Zoe Allen. Nice job playing on 2 feet, coming to a jump stop, hitting an open. Taylor Sanchez chasing down the offensive rebound is Ayasi. Three-pointer by Hooker is no good. Rebound chased down by the Raiders, squaring up, hitting the bucket. Taking advantage of the extra opportunity there, Zoe Allen with all 4 points so far for the Raiders. 1-2-2 full court pressure. Runner no good by Capeyu. Rebound pulled down by Taylor Sanchez. Swinging around, Ayasi. 3 off front iron, no. A rebound tipped out of bounds. Going to stay with the Raiders. Skaggs triggering in. Ayasi from 3 from the short corner is good. The Raiders run out to a 7-0 lead. That's her first 3 made on the season. The 3rd attempt for the senior.
If you're doing math at home, that is 33%.
Everybody's scoring from home, as always.
That's right.
That's the voice of Drew Carpenter that you're hearing, my nephew, a junior at the University of Iowa, one of the managers on the Iowa men's basketball team. One of the few holdovers from
Me and Jack D.
the Fran McCaffrey era into the Ben McCullum era. So you, Cooper Koch,
Jack D. Kinnick, Mason, Max, basically all the managers.
Skaggs will try from 3. Rebound pulled down by Capeyu. And they're going to reach in on Sanchez, Taylor Sanchez. That's the first foul of the ball game. Best athletic director in the state of Iowa, Mr. King, dropping off some treats for all of his workers here. Mr. Nordheim, Mr. Jepson need their Diet Mountain Dews.
Looks like that Williamsburg is in man-to-man, if I'm not mistaken.
So we have 6 on the board. They must have said Aussie had a toe on the line, and that was a 2 rather than a 3. So either way, that's her first bucket of the season. Whether 2 or 3, so that's good.
More points than I have in my career.
2 more points than you and me combined.
That's right.
Smolik knocked out of bounds. Maddie Boriski is checked in the game for South Tama. Channing Becker will come in for the senior. Chloe Ossie.
Becker is averaging 8 points a game, so that's a good addition coming off the bench.
Normally starting. Skaggs for three, long. Paula clears the board up to Capeu. Goes opposite. Doesn't get to go, but Smolik will go to the free throw line. The 5'2" Becker is leading the Raiders in defensive rebounding. So Raiders the second best offensive rebounding team in the WAMAC. South Tama is 9th. Raiders also the 4th best defensive rebounding team, where South Tama is 5th. The 5'2" sophomore Channing Becker leading the Raiders in defensive rebounding, averaging 3.7 defensive boards per game. Ava Hooker, Kylie Seward also averaging more than 3 defensive rebounds per game. And she'll take the corner three, long. Nice catch there by Zoe Allen.
That Jesse Shaw box out technique. Side of the butt and box out.
Box out. And that's where knowing where the shot is coming from helps you get that rebound, knowing that shot's coming from that left corner.
You're in that right position.
Probably going to come off to that right side. That's right where Zoe Allen was to collect that and lay it back in again. Cervantes with the steal. Tenley Sanchez and Kylie Sewer set to check in for the Raiders at next opportunity. And Kylie Sewer has been the Ullman's Furniture bench player of the game for the Raiders for every game so far on the season. Ooh, Capeu lucky to hold on to that one, being double teamed by Sanchez and Hooker. Stolen away by Becker. Becker also leading the Raiders in steals, averaging 3 steals a game, which ranks 4th in the conference. So that's also a Capper 4 key of the game that goes the Raiders' way.
Scout Ridout checked in for South Tama.
As Becker forces another turnover. Steps into the mid-range jumper, that rolls off. Kylie Sewer gets the offensive board and will go to the free throw line. Sewer coming off the game that we just saw here against Benton, getting to the free throw line for a season high 8 free throws attempted. Making 4 of those. Good on the first one there. Second one rebound cleared away by Riley Ridout.
Good ball pressure by
Tenley Sanchez, who will
right
pick
there.
up the foul on younger sister Scout Ridout. Being coached by mom and dad, Laura and Ryan. Just able to get that in. To Scout Ridout, tipped around. Kylie Sewer comes away with it. Quickly down the floor. Nice job keeping her head up. Taylor Sanchez hits a cutting Ava Hooker. And the Raiders lead has hit double digits for the first time. Leading 11-1. So South Tama starting out 0 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. That's where their point has come from. Raiders are starting out shooting a 4 for 12 from the field. 0 for 6 from 3-point range, and they are also 1 for 2 from the free throw line. But those extra opportunities, only 4 field goals attempted compared to 13 for the Raiders. Raiders with 4 offensive rebounds. Only 1 turnover for the Raiders, and they forced 4 turnovers by South Tama. And that gets you those extra opportunities. And that's how the Raiders have run out to their 10-point lead, 11-1.
I'm sure what South Tama is saying right now, turnovers need to be limited if I am them. And a lot of them are unforced, throwing them into a lot of traffic.
Value the ball, value every possession. See where you're throwing the ball to. Don't give up your dribble until you have a place where you're going to be going with the ball. But the Raiders have been forcing turnovers. Just forced Benton into a season-high 30 turnovers as Taylor Sanchez gets another one there. Little Euro step to the basket for the left-hand layup is good.
There.
Getting the harm and the foul on that one is Scout Ridout. So not only you get a turnover, an offensive foul.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt tomorrow.
And get injured.
Today.
That's a lot of pain on one play there. And South Tama looks like they're in a 1-3-1 zone here on this possession.
Typically zones are hard to rebound out of, so you got to block out extra more so than they usually would.
Against that 1-3-1, you hear the coaches saying, move it quick, and that's where you can get those shot opportunities. Offensive rebound, like Drew just said, difficult to rebound out of zones, and traveling violation on South Tama. Another turnover.
Yeah, another unforced turnover.
6 turnover already for the Trojans here in the first quarter. But zone, you don't have an actual person that you are assigned to, so you're just kind of
guarding the area.
That makes it tough. Nice high-low pass there from Ava Hooker to Kylie Sewer. And Sewer go back to the free throw line. First one rims in good. So we're averaging 1.9 free throws attempted on the season. Went 4 for 8. Ava Hooker with the offensive rebound. And South Tama falls back into that zone. And good ball movement, good player movement, and should be able to get those shots. And tipped out of bounds, deflected by Holla, and it went off of Tenley Sanchez out of bounds. That'll be a turnover on the Raiders.
That's also something Coach McCollum preaches, is on-ball deflections. Or, well, just deflections in general, I should say.
Getting those deflections, that's going to make your offense have to reset. That's wasting time.
And also it could force a turnover, take it to the other end, and score.
Down to 10 on the shot clock, kicking it back out. Holla on the drive. Tied up by Channing Becker, and that's going to be a turnover. That'll turn it over to the Raiders. So another steal there for Channing Becker.
Checking in Zoe Allen for Ava Hooker.
Kenny Skaggs also checking in for Taylor Sanchez, swinging around. And against that 1-3-1 zone, as you hear the coaches saying, move it, move it, move it, you're going to get those open shots in the corner. We've seen a couple of those already. As you have that one on the baseline trying to cover that entire area. So good ball movement, good player movement, should be able to get those open shots that we've seen. And then the opportunity for those offensive rebounds against the zone as well. So if there's been an issue since the shot clock in the last few years, it's kind of been in that scenario there, but the Raiders attack. And a nice pass by Channing Becker setting up Zoe Allen. Zoe Allen doing a very nice job of keeping that ball nice and high. And as Drew said earlier, Raiders playing a man-to-man defense, and that's what they play most of the time is man-to-man defense. But this time they settled into a 2-3 zone. And we're going to get a tie-up.
16 on a shot clock, so you got plenty of time to run a play, get your shot.
But if there's been an issue since the implementation of the shot clock, this is the 4th year of the shot clock, this has been the scenario where, okay, we're inbounding the ball with 16. We're used to having like 30 at this point, and so we're running our offense. Next thing you know, we're up against the shot clock. So that's where we've seen some rush shots, shot clock violations, is in this type of scenario where you're inbounding the ball with about half the shot clock already being used up. So since that jump ball is staying with South Tama, there's not a reset of the shot clock. Keisha Capeu to trigger in, baseline out of bounds. The Raiders go back to their typical man-to-man defense. Able to get it into Smolek. 3, no, tipped out of bounds. Going to say off of South Tama to the Raiders. Wasn't sure Ridout and Becker were both there. Wasn't sure who that was off of. Going to say off of Ridout. Raiders, let's see if they run the clock here, take the final shot.
If I was them, I would certainly run the clock down all the way. Get your last shot. Don't even let them have an opportunity to score.
Tenley Sanchez will try the long 3, a no. Bounces around. That leaves 8.8 for South Tama to get one last shot opportunity. Braves will come up full court pressure to make sure South Tama has to get the ball inbounded and use up some of that 8.8 in the backcourt here. And you're going to get a foul on Zoe Allen. Not a bad foul in that scenario.
Yeah, that's really not that bad.
4th team foul, so it's not shooting. 0.4, so now it's only a catch and shoot situation. We mentioned this in our last broadcast. That was the Trent Tucker rule. So that's got to be a catch and shoot. You can't come down with it and make a move at 0.4. Has to be a catch and shoot situation, which, of course, everybody's favorite game show, of course, is Stump the Shep. Give me an NBA basketball player, 1980 to present. I'll tell you what college they went to. Trent Tucker, of course, he was playing with the New York Knicks at the time against the Chicago Bulls when he caught an inbounds pass and made a move and with 0.2 left and somehow made the shot. And they're like, that's humanly impossible to do.
Right.
So that's where they went with the rule. That's why it's kind of nicknamed the Trent Tucker rule. But, of course, he played his college basketball at Big Ten school.
Okay. Is it Indiana?
It is not Indiana.
Okay. Purdue?
Not Purdue. Nicknamed the Barn.
Oh, Minnesota.
Minnesota Golden Gopher.
Let me tell you, Minnesota has the worst visitors locker room. It is so small.
How small is it?
It's probably worse than the Williamsburg visiting locker room. It's super tiny. There's like one bench and 12 like lockers from a gym locker room basically. And the arena is super old. It's cool. It echoes, it's really echoey, but I mean,
it can be a good atmosphere when the barnyard animals are in there. But yes, a very, very old facility.
It's not if it's on your bucket list, I'm not sure that's a bucket list item.
Questioning your bucket list.
Yeah.
You got to hit every Big Ten venue at some point in time, right?
This one can skip. You can skip.
Skaggs hits Sewer, and she'll go back to the free throw line. Had 8 free throw attempts in the last game, and she's
Certainly
already on attempts 5 and 6 here. And we just started the second quarter. So the Raiders hold the Trojans to going 0 for 4 in that first quarter. Sewer good on the first. The Raiders go 8 for 18, 0 for 8 from 3-point range. So they were 8 for 10 from 2-point range, 80%. And Sewer good on both of those.
If I was the coach, I would tell my players, go inside. You're shooting 80%.
Raiders back to their typical man-to-man defense. We just saw that one instance of dropping into a 2-3 zone. And automatic there, once you get 2 hands on a player, automatic call. Unless you're Purdue or Michigan State playing defense, then that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah, that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
Coach McCollum would agree with your statement as well.
That's the voice of Drew Carpenter, my nephew, who's a junior at the University of Iowa, one of the managers on the men's basketball team. And I see that one was a 3. So must have had a toe on the line on the first basket that she made. So the official put the hand up for that one. They're going to get a pushing foul on Kylie Sewer. Second team foul early here on the Raiders in the quarter.
Her first though, so like not the end of the world. You get 1, you're fine.
The Raiders not quite as deep as they have been in the last couple of years. A little Euro step there for Hala, laying it in. First basket made for South Tama here tonight. Skaggs on the drive, left hand. No. Offensive rebound by Ava Hooker. Gets it to Zoe Allen. Sanchez drives through the lane. Hits Hooker. No. Zoe Allen cleans it up and lays it in.
A lot of O boards there, which is crucial if you want to have your possessions continue.
And that's what happened to the Trojans in their last game at Tiffin against the number 1 Clear Creek Amana Clippers. And it'll stay with the Raiders. Clear Creek grabbing a 14 offensive rebounds compared to only 16 defensive rebounds for South Tama on Tuesday night. 30-second timeout to drop offensive play here. Baseline out of bounds.
Seems as though right now that Zoe Allen is at her average of 10 points a game. 10.5 to be exact.
And already with 8 points here, 4 of 6 shooting. Also has 5 rebounds, 3 of those, as Drew said, on the offensive glass. The Raiders already with 9 offensive rebounds. Raiders only average, only ranked 4th in the conference at 11.7, almost 12 rebounds, offensive rebounds a game, already with 9 here early in the second quarter. Taylor Sanchez, and there's Zoe Allen cleaning it up again.
There's another offensive rebound. Is that 10?
10 points now, so just a half point away from her average.
It says 12 points on the scoreboard there, Bob.
And Zoe Allen again. Yeah, I'm not used to the delay with the triplets doing this from Ames. There's that little delay in the broadcast, so I'm seeing 10 now up to 14 points already for Zoe Allen. Channing Becker flying down, layup is good.
Now they're starting to grow that lead.
And Zoe Allen's season high is 16 points against Grinnell. a week ago. There's Channing Becker again with the layup. Nice assist. Another timeout, 30 seconds. I think you probably just get some subs in. We'll call a 30-second timeout. Had 4 players waiting to get checked in there. So the Raiders are running out here to a 32-3 lead. So outscoring South Tama so far in the second quarter, 12-2. Led by 17 at the end of the first quarter, 18-1. So in basketball, they have the 35-point rule just as they do in football. The difference with basketball is you keep that continuous clock going until the score gets below 25. In football, it's 35. When you hit 35 points, then it's continuous clock. And then once the score is under 35, you're back to normal clock operating procedures. So a little different in basketball than it is in football.
Great ball pressure by Channing Becker there.
Up and under, and rebound pulled down by Becker. Again, the 5'2 sophomore leads the Raiders in defensive rebounding. Tinley Sanchez finds Ava Hooker in the middle of the floor. Rebound ripped away by Riley Ridout. Gets it to little sister Scout Ridout. Was looking for big sister cutting, but stolen away by Skaggs. Skaggs gets that left hand. Rims no. And little sister Jordan Skaggs with the offensive rebound there, cleaning up the miss from big sister. So she'll head to the free throw line, getting some early varsity action here.
This is the first. And makes the second.
And that's right where she's at on the season, 3 for 6 in varsity action. For the younger Jordan Skaggs, the sophomore. Kylie Sewer hops up. And Peyton Yuska in the game for the first time. And triple team down low is Estella Smolek. And Channing Becker, Jordan and Kennedy Skaggs all converging. And get another jump ball. That's another steal for the Raiders. I'd say maybe Channing Becker was the one that reached in to get the steal on that.
I'd agree.
Looks like South Tama's gone back to a man-to-man defense. Tinley Sanchez, she'll try from 3, off for an iron, no. Rebound comes down to Scout Ridout. And then gets bumped by Kylie Sewer, so that'll be her second foul. We'll see if Coach Dacey leaves her in there with 2. What's Coach McCullum philosophy on fouls in the first half?
It is, if you have to, it depends on the player. If you're a smart player like Bennett Sturts, for example, he left him in against, I believe, Purdue, and it worked, right? I mean, 2 fouls, he's not going to take his best player off the floor, right? I mean,
poked away by Ava Hooker.
But if you're a not very smart player who fouls a good amount, yeah, he's gonna pull you because you made a not very smart move and getting your second foul. So it's all player dependent is the
And that's one
Long
of the
answer to the short answer.
frustrations we've seen on the season for the Hawks. Nice save by Riley Ridout. Out of bounds to the Raiders.
That was a Connor Enright type shot. Against Iowa, he hit the side of the backboard on a three-pointer.
And Zoe Allen back in the game. Hits Kennedy Skaggs in the left corner for three. And Skaggs averaging over a 3 per game, 1.6, ranks 9th in three-pointers attempted at 5.1, shooting over 30%. Ranks 10th in the WAMAC at taking her shots from three-point range with over 70% of her shots coming from distance. Nice back cut there by Capeu, and she gets the layup to fall. Waved off the shot, so it was not in the act of shooting. On the floor, triggering baseline out of bounds. So first bucket there for Capeu, averaging a 10.5 field goals attempted per game. As nice left-hand runner there by Sanchez. Taylor Sanchez has been doing most of her work from behind the three-point arc. 8th in the conference in three-pointers attempted, 7th in three-pointers made, 7th in three-point percentage, taking a 63% of her shots from distance, but also driving and attacking the rim there as well. Taylor Dolezal checking in for the Trojans.
Off of Sewer on that one.
South Tama maintaining control of the ball, 18 seconds.
Looks like they're in a stack formation.
Nice help defense by Zoe Allen. Offensive rebound, but unable to take advantage. Here come the Raiders quickly down the floor. Zoe Allen, left-hand runner is good. Season high coming into tonight was 16 points for Zoe Allen. That's going to put her at 16 points in the first half. 8.1 left in the first half. Raiders up 33. Shot falls for Olivia Holla, buzzer beater. So that'll make it 38-7, a 31-point lead for the Raiders at halftime. Led 18-1 at the end of the first quarter and just keep on growing that lead to as large as 33 points, 38-5. But Holla with the last bucket of the first half there for the 38-7 halftime score. We'll send over to Charlie Coons for some words from our sponsors.
We've always been a family that thinks about spend, save, give. It was refreshing to find a financial company that echoed that mentality.
With Thriven, it's more than just about gaining financial confidence. It's about how you can use your resources to create change in your community. It's been a relationship that's created a whole exponential amount of good.
At Southeast Iowa Insurance, we're proud to call Williamsburg home. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your trusted insurance advisors. For over 38 years, we have been protecting what matters most. Whether it's your home, auto, business, farm, crop, life, or health, we offer coverage tailored to your needs. Our trusted insurance advisors are here to protect you, and since we work with a vast number of insurance carriers, we are able to offer competitive insurance pricing that is specific to you. We are locally owned and locally invested. You're welcome to visit us at our website or stop by and see us on the north side of the square. We would love to see you.
Traditional seed meters need continual adjustment to plant accurately, which leads to skips, doubles, and ultimately lost yield. V-set seed meters singulate seeds accurately without any adjustments, resulting in perfect seed placement throughout your field. Contact your local precision planting dealer today.
For 90 years, Ullman's has offered quality craftsmanship, style, selection, and exceptional customer service.
Create the home you've always wanted at Ullman's Fine Home Furnishings in Williamsburg.
Let Ullman's help you select comfort and performance that will leave you with the stunning home that you've always wanted.
And remember, there's always free delivery. Stop into Ullman's Fine Home Furnishings in Williamsburg today and stay as long as you like.
From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together.
We know your home deserves reliable care from people who treat it like their own. When you call Ackerman Plumbing, you'll hear a friendly voice ready to help, and you can rest easy knowing you're working with a team of trustworthy, licensed professionals prepared to help you every step of the way. Whether it's a small plumbing repair, a kitchen and bathroom design and renovation, or a new construction plumbing, you've got this because we've got you.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful farm. It was done in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you. We'll be there for you.
We were taking care of it. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about funding.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Shannon Slockett and Wendy Yellett in Williamsburg today.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, shining over river. Life is old here, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, home mountain number, take me home. Country roads.
Well, we had our first baby.
It is beautiful. More handsome.
We're interested in life insurance.
And we bought a bigger car.
A bigger part. Here is your plan. Goodbye.
When protecting your future, count on a human. Only a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent will sit down with you for a super check and together create a plan that works for you. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Shannon Slockett and Wendy Yellett in Williamsburg today.
Pain, hands, feet, it comes and goes. Neuropathy, pain strikes, and another drug or surgery just won't do. At least talk to Agape Chiropractic Laser Clinic for a consultation. It won't cost a dime. Agape has the only FDA-approved Class 4 therapeutic laser that just might be your answer. No drugs, no surgeries. Worth a call? Agape Chiropractic Laser Clinic. Call for a free consultation and start feeling better without drugs or surgery.
Every home has a story, and
For us, it's about the excitement on a young couple's face when they get the keys to their first home, or the happiness of watching a growing family purchase a home with a bigger backyard for their kids to roam. It's about the attention to detail of a new build and long-time dream finally taking. And it's about the satisfaction of making the home buying process simple and smooth for a family looking to get back to their roots in the country. Apply in person or through the FTSB Mortgage Express app, and let us help start your story. Come see us.
There are places where people truly value relationships, where distance is measured in acres, and all roads lead to families on one mission: to provide for their loved ones, their community, and the world. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact the Klosterboer Agency in Williamsburg today.
Bellin Construction, Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been a proud Raiders supporter for over 30 years. Our family-owned and operated business also takes pride in serving the Williamsburg area and surrounding communities. Whether you need us for new construction, remodels, plumbing service calls, or HVAC replacements, we have the experience it takes to get the job done right. From our crew at Bellin Inc., go Raiders!
Growing up, I didn't know a lot about money. It wasn't really talked about, and so there were a lot of things that I didn't learn until later in my life. I want my girls to have a different experience than I did. I want them to know that money can be a tool to help others. Working with Thrive had helped me set my girls on a strong financial path and instill lessons in them at a younger age than when I learned them.
Let's take a quick look at our halftime stats. Our Capper Ford key of the game for offense we thought was going to go the Raiders' way, and it's going the Raiders' way, scoring 38 first half points, offense efficiency of 125.1, well above their season average of 89.7. Capper Ford key of the game for defense we thought would go the Raiders' way. It is, with the Raiders holding South Tama to 7 points, offense efficiency of 23, well below their season average of 52.6. Free throw line, we thought going in was going to be even. South Tama only getting the free throw line, going 1 for 2. All that by Stella Smolik for a free throw rate of 14.3. Raiders are 5 for 8 from the charity stripe. Most of that coming from Kylie Sewer, who's 4 for 6, coming off her 4 for 8 performance the other night against the Benton Lady Cats. But that's only a free throw rate of 21.1 because the Raiders have 38 shots that they've gotten up. How they've been able to do that is the other Capper Ford keys to the game. The rebounding battle, we thought that was going to go the Raiders' way, which it is, with the Raiders with 11 offensive rebounds compared to only 1 for South Tama. The Capper Ford key to the game for the turnover battle I had down as even, but that's going the Raiders' way as well. That's how the Raiders have been able to get so many shots up here in the first half, forcing 14 South Tama Trojan turnovers. Only 2 turnovers by the Raiders in that first half, as that 3 rattles in and out for Kennedy Skaggs, and going to get a reach-in foul on the Raiders.
That one on Skaggs.
So South Tama ranks 4th in the WAMAC in forcing turnovers, forcing their opponents to turn the ball over in 32% of their possessions. Of those 19.9 turnovers, 13 of them are steals. Scout Ridout ranking 2nd in the WAMAC in steals, averaging 3.8. Courtney Frank of Mount Vernon leads the WAMAC in steals, averaging 4.4. Diane Kiana ranks 9th, averaging 2.6. Acacia Capello averaging 2.3 steals. Olivia Hala, Riley Ridout, Stella Smolik all averaging more than a steal per game for the Trojans. And so far here tonight, the Raiders have only turned the ball over 2 times.
Out of bounds on the Trojans, and it is now the Williamsburg Raiders ball.
So Capello just with 1 steal there for South Tama. So that's how the Raiders be able to get so many shots up. Skaggs getting to that strong left hand.
Getting to that line again.
She'll go to the free throw line. So Kylie Sewer 4 for 6 from the charity stripe for the Raiders. Jordan Skaggs is a 1 for 2, and now older sister Kennedy Skaggs, who normally shoots it at 62% from the charity stripe, averaging just over 2 free throws attempted per game. Gets the second one to go. Raiders come out in their typical man-to-man defense. We just saw one possession where they fell into a 2-3 zone. Get a foul on the Skaggs. As Maddie Boriski checks in for South Tama, coming in for Scout Ridout. So Clay Ossie, Henley Sanchez starting the second half for the Raiders.
Way to cut her off there. Not continuing to let her drive.
Down to 10 on the shot clock now. Henley Sanchez was reading that pass there. Jumped it, able to come back. Runner, no good. Rebound pulled away by Channing Becker. And hits a flying Zoe Allen. That takes us to 41-7, so that's a 34-point lead. Next bucket would make that the 35-point rule in the continuous clock.
And that is also, that bucket that she just made is her season high at 18 points.
So season high was 16.
Well,
Zoe Allen having so far the best game of the season so far. She posted a plus 19 efficiency rating at Mid-Prairie in the Raider win there. Kylie Allen coming, checking the game for the first time. Stolen away by Sewer. Becker hits Sanchez. Left wing three, no. A rebound, another offensive rebound for the Raiders. And South Tama wants to travel, but the foul happened before. So Shannon Becker will trigger in baseline out of bounds for the Raiders.
Foul on Scout Ridout there.
That's her fourth foul. That's really the only player that is in any kind of foul trouble. Becker on the drive, hits Ava Hooker right in front of the basket. And there we have our continuous clock now, 43-7, up 36 points. So we'll have a continuous clock until the score gets under 25. Of course, the clock stops anytime there's administration of a foul. So we get the reach in on Channing Becker. Third team foul there on the Raiders. Her first personal foul. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Nice back screen. Grid out. A little bit too far under the basket by the time she caught that, though. And the Trojans will turn it over to the Raiders.
Looked like some good ball pressure that would deter her from passing it earlier.
18th turnover on South Tama. Raiders just forced 30, a season-high 30 turnovers.
Great kick out.
Allen comes up short. Ava Hooker back to Allen. That's off back iron. Average those two shots out. Ava down low. And back to the free throw line. She's going to tie her career high of free throws attempted here as Kylie Sewer goes back to the charity stripe. These will be attempts 7 and 8. Had 8 against the Benton Lady Cats on Tuesday night.
Makes the first. And makes the second.
Well, she was 4 for 8, 50% the other night against Benton. Here tonight, 6 for 8 from the charity stripe. And that's what you like to see. Those players that are going to be getting fouled, you want them to be efficient at the free throw line.
Right.
So Womack average from the charity stripe is a 58%. Nice job by Holla coming out and helping. Channing Becker, another rebound, leads the Raiders in defensive rebounds, gets it up quickly to Kylie Sewer. Her layup is good and fouled. She'll go right back to the free throw line. So sets a new career high after setting a career high. It was 8, now it's 9. Ninth free throw attempted. Yeah,
that's an and one.
Nobody moved. And it's like, didn't they count the basket? I thought they counted the basket. Are we counting that basket? We counted the basket, didn't we?
I hope so. Kylie Sewer is averaging 8 points a game. Now has 9 points, so has
surpassed her average. Zoe Allen has surpassed her average of 10.5. Zoe Allen with 18 points on the ball game. Then you got Sewer with 9.
Back in that 1-3-1 zone, get it to the middle and then throw it to that corner. Should be open.
And there it is, good ball movement. Open 3 for Kennedy Skaggs. South Tama calling a full timeout. So that's when you get the clock stoppage. Administration of fouls or a timeout. You don't get the benefit of that continuous clock, unfortunately. Peyton Yuska checking in for the Trojans here during the timeout. And the Raiders with 5 new players on the floor as well. So Skaggs hitting her second 3 of the night. She's up to 7 points. Sewer with 9. 6 points by Taylor Sanchez.
Skaggs is right at that average at 7.8 points a game. Currently at 7.
Ava Hooker leading the Raiders with 7 rebounds, 5 of those off the offensive glass. Zoe Allen had 4 offensive rebounds. Zoe Allen shooting 9 for 11 from the field here tonight. Along with 3 steals. Channing Becker, 3 rebounds, 1 off her season average for the Raiders, but has 7 steals. Her season high is 8 steals.
Will she get the 8th?
Had 8 against Vinton Schellsburg.
TBD. Get that ball pressure.
And called on the foul on the floor before Capello got into the act of shooting. Again, that automatic of 2 hands on the offensive player. Coming away with it, Braley Plotz on the floor for the first time, along with Tenley Sanchez, walking into another 3. Is Kennedy Skaggs, her 3rd 3 on the night. Matching her season high at 3 threes against Grinnell and Vinton Shellsburg. That's where you've seen the senior get a little bit into a better rhythm, walking into those 3s.
Certainly helps when you have a rhythm and you're in a rhythm. Just pass her the ball.
Hit those hot shooters when you're in the zone. South Tama has pretty much the rest of the clock here.
They are not.
Payu gets it to go.
They're not going to take the rest of the clock.
Gives the Raiders one last opportunity. Tenley Sanchez can't get it to roll in. And there's the end of the 3rd quarter. Largest lead was the Raiders at 47 points. 54-7 before Keisha Capello was able to get that last shot to fall there for the 54-9 Raider lead at the end of the 3rd quarter. Outscoring South Tama 16-2. That was the first points of the quarter there on that runner by Capello.
Both the Ridout sisters looked like they checked into the game, talking to the scores person, so we'll see if that stays the case.
South Tama 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Did that in the first quarter, have not been back since to the charity stripe. So even though the Raiders are below their season average of a 31.3 free throw rate at 26.5, we're giving that Capperford key of the game to the Raiders. Really close to an over and back violation there. Lauren Schaefer into the ball game for the first time, as is Reagan Arwine. And we get a traveling violation on South Tama, so that's their 22nd turnover of the game. Raiders just forced 30 turnovers from Benton on a Tuesday night. Aubrey Wilde also into the game. Channing Becker will take the straight on 3. Zoe Allen back on the floor. Another offensive rebound for Zoe Allen. That's her 5th, which ties her with Ava Hooker for the team lead on the night, both with 5 offensive rebounds. And so along with the turnovers, Raiders only, that's the 5th turnover on the Raiders. So plus 17 in the turnover battle there. And then Raiders with 14, now 15 offensive rebounds to only 1. So excellent job by the Raiders on the defensive glass.
Another defensive rebound right there.
All right, Zoe Allen clearing that one away for the Raiders. Having her best game of the season. And that's how the Raiders, now with 50 field goals attempted, only 17 for South Tama. Payu unable to get that to go. It's a last touch by the Raiders. We'll keep it here with South Tama, triggering in baseline, nope, sideline out of bounds.
Nope. Oh.
So Scout Ridout will trigger that in. And she has 4 fouls. The only player really in any kind of foul trouble here. Three-pointer for Capello, banks that in. That's her first three made on the night. Came in averaging 3.3 three-pointers attempted. Becker off glass is good. And Becker now up to 6 points. Nice all-around game by Channing Becker. As there's the second offensive rebound, and turning that into points is South Tama.
If that was an Iowa men's basketball practice, they would be running the stairs right now. Because
Becker takes a dribble, hops to her left, gets the three. Oh, that doesn't quite roll in. Zoe Allen, I think, collects the offensive rebound.
They called
a foul on Zoe Allen, trying to go for the offensive rebound.
Oh.
Nope, other 10, okay. So calling that on Riley Ridout. That's her fourth, so both Scout and Riley Ridout with 4 fouls for South Tama, and Zoe Allen will go to the free throw line. Got bodies colliding and multiple 10s over there on the floor,
Right.
So Raiders sub in the 4 new players, and you got Kylie Seward checking in for Zoe Allen. Has to make the free throw for Seward to come in. She does not. She'll have to wait till the next dead ball opportunity to check in. But Channing Becker, a nice 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 steals for the sophomore. And again, she's leading the Raiders in defensive rebounds. Came in averaging a 3.7, has 4 defensive rebounds. Zoe Allen picking up her third right there. Tenley Sanchez quickly in the offensive end. And that's going to be the 5th foul, I believe, on Scout Ridout. Yep, Peyton Yuska hops up, checks in for her.
makes the first.
Still for the shooter, so she's got to make this one again. Kylie Seward waiting patiently.
Now she can come in to the game.
Have a nice chat there with Coach Nordheim. Probably talking about the Bears.
Who lost to the Rams.
That was a great playoff game.
That was.
Taylor Sanchez
It really
lays it in. That was one of the greatest plays. Kind of was like the Alabama-Auburn game where Alabama chucks it up, and it's like, how did you complete that? Caleb Williams running backwards for 30 yards and chucks it in the end zone and finds an open wide receiver.
Yeah.
Finds his tight end open in the end zone. Unbelievable.
And then he makes a not a very smart decision and throws it in overtime to the defense.
That's where everybody needs to be on the same page. Sanchez gets that one blocked away by Yuska. DJ Moore didn't look like he was expecting the pass. And the defensive back watching the quarterback was after it.
It looked
as
like
Capello hits another three.
He was kind of slowing down as well. And so I assume Caleb Williams was thinking that he's going to be at this certain spot. He wasn't at that spot, and so he threw it.
Got to be ready for the ball, just like on the basketball court. If you're playing with Magic Johnson, you better have your head on a swivel, because
it's going to be it's coming to you.
You're open, I'm going to look for you.
Right.
And it didn't seem like DJ Moore was on the same page there, and your season's over.
Right. And it also looked like he kind of either flattened out, like he must have thought that he was going to go a little deeper on the route, and so he could have thrown it with a little more air.
Two more free throws for Kylie Seward.
She is racking up her total free throws today.
Had a career high of 8 on Tuesday night, now up to 11 free throws attempted. Ball out of bounds, turnover on South Tama. That's their 25th turnover. Raiders just forced 30 turnovers on Tuesday night against Benton. So the Raiders have been really forcing teams to turn the ball over.
Only 30 turnovers. That's very, 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 very good.
In the last 5 games, Raiders have forced 24.4 turnovers per game, of which 16 of those have been steals. And that gets you out in the open floor and those easy scoring opportunities. The scout Ridout has fouled out. Now Riley Ridout fouls out. Zoe Allen adding to her total. Or no, excuse me. That's Bradley Plotz at the free throw line. Bradley Plotz getting her first free throws on the season.
And makes both.
A perfect 2 for 2.
Girls basketball senior parents, please wait down at the end of the bench at the conclusion of this game. Thank you.
Poked away by Kylie Allen. Looking down low for Wilde. That'll go out of bounds to the Trojans. Nice job hustling back by South Tama, forcing the high pass and the turnover. Double dribble. Jordan Skaggs on the drive. She'll go back to the free throw line. And that's what we've seen this year so far for the girls basketball is a huge uptick in fouls. The foul rate last year was a 20.8, this year 24.3. Free throw rate up from a 23.6 to a 28.9. So 2.1 more free throws being attempted this year compared to last year. Free throw percentage has dipped, though, from a 60.3 last season to 57.7 this year. Raiders extending their lead up 12-8 here in the fourth quarter. South Tama going 3 for 7 here so far in the quarter. 2 for 2 from three-point range, both made by Keisha Capeu, as she's leading the Trojans with 10 points. She's the Bell and Plumbing player doing it all for South Tama. 10 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal.
She averages 6 points a game, so hitting her season average easily with 10 points.
And Zoe Allen over her, doubling her average with 21 points tonight. She's the Farm Bureau star player of the game with those 21 points, 9 of 11 shooting, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 7 of those off the offensive glass, along with 3 steals. The Ullman's Furniture bench player of the game, with Channing Becker coming off the bench for senior Chloe Ossie to pick up her first start on senior night. So Channing Becker ends the run by Kylie Sewer of the Ullman's Furniture bench players of the game. Becker with 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 7 steals, just ahead of Kylie Sewer, who had 11 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 steals. So a nice game for the sophomore as well. Swinging over, 3 comes up short there by Wilde. Another opportunity, runner. See if DePay can get one more shot off here. Looking down low. Yuska comes up short, no. And there's your final score. Raiders winning 66-17, led it all the way. Scored the first points of the game, led by 17 at the end of the first quarter, 18-1, led by 31 at halftime, 38-7. Extended that to a 45-point lead at the end of the third quarter, 54-9. And then finished with their largest lead of the night, 49 points, winning a 66-17. And Zoe Allen is your Farm Bureau Star Player of the Game, double-double, 21 points, 10 rebounds. Your Ullman's Furniture Bench Player of the Game is Channing Becker with 6 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 7 steals. And for South Tama, the Bellin Plumbing player who did it all was Keisha Capeu with 10 points.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for coming out. Boys, thanks for giving us a little time here. This is our senior night, and appreciate
Send it down to Coach Dacey for our senior night ceremonies.
Thank you for that. We've always kind of started this tradition through stealing from other coaches that we like to make sure that we honor senior of our opponents. So South Tama senior, Riley. There we go. It's not easy. It's not easy being a basketball player for that long, so we always want to make sure that our seniors get recognized as well. We wish you the best of luck in your future, whatever that might be. All right, thank you for everything. All right. And now we're going to honor our Raiders seniors. We have 3 this season, and we have a senior manager, and of course, it's like the one night that she's sick. So we're going to make sure that we honor Sarah as well on a different night. And we definitely missed our national anthem being sung. Our first senior is Chloe Ayasi, the daughter of Tina and David. Chloe has been part of our basketball program for the last 2 years. In the winter of 2024, Chloe enrolled in Williamsburg School District along with her sisters, and we're very excited that she became a Raider. During her high school career, Chloe has been involved in so much: volleyball, basketball, track, softball, all while being an amazing waitress at her grandfather's restaurant, Hometown Cafe. That speaks volume about her work ethic and responsibility. Chloe represents something that doesn't always show up in the box score. She works incredibly hard, she never complains, she never makes excuses, and she shows up every day with the right attitude. One of the hardest things in sports is being part of a team and not getting all of the playing time. That's really tough. But the real win isn't the minutes on the floor, it's showing up every single day. Basketball has taught Chloe the importance of working with others, managing her time while balancing school, lessons that will matter far beyond this gym. One thing she is especially proud of is gaining confidence through sports, particularly in basketball, and learning not to get down on herself when she makes a mistake. That growth matters and it's real progress. After high school, Chloe plans to attend Kirkwood and begin the next chapter of her journey. Like many seniors, or most people in here, she doesn't have everything figured out. And that's okay. What matters is that she has built a foundation of work ethic and character that will carry her wherever she goes. Chloe, you are quiet strength. You are caring, loving big sister. and the qualities you have as a person are far greater than anything you could ever do. Thank you for choosing our program. I want you to smile. Congratulations. Thank you to you. Our next senior, Kennedy Skaggs. Kennedy is the daughter of Jason and Haley Skaggs. Kennedy and her family moved to Williamsburg in the summer of 2023, and our community is better for it. Since arriving, she has made an incredible impact, not just as an athlete, but as a student, friend, and a leader. Kennedy has been involved in basketball, track, National Honor Society, DECA, and has collected many volunteer hours throughout the community. Mostly whenever I need her for a basketball camp or anything to do with little kids at the camp, she's always there for me. She's also spent the last 2 summers ready to save lives as a lifeguard at the city pool. On the basketball court, she has learned to grow from her mistakes and push herself to improve. One of her proudest moments was helping her team reach the state tournament last year and winning the first ever state tournament game in program history. After high school, Kennedy plans to study chemistry at Luther College and continue to play basketball, with the ultimate goal of becoming a pharmacist. Kennedy, your drive and thoughtfulness and character give me no doubt that you will excel in your studies and continue to make a positive impact wherever you go. Kennedy always celebrates her teammates, encourages younger players, and sets the tone for what it means to work hard while supporting others. Kennedy is also a true gym rat. I have hundreds of texts of, "Can I get your keys? Can we shoot?" I'm going to miss those texts. But what really makes my heart happy is the time she spends with her dad in the gym, even though he's a wrestler. And those moments, I hope, are the ones that you remember the most beyond the wins, the losses, points, and hard practices. You guys did it together. Kennedy said that being part of this team has meant more than just basketball. It means close friendships, shared memories, daily moments with teammates that she will carry on forever. You've left a mark here that will be remembered, Kennedy, and we are proud of the woman that you've become. Thank you for being a Raider. Okay, and last but not least, Zoe Allen. Zoe is the daughter of Sean and Jennifer Allen. When Zoe was a freshman, this program was still finding its roots. Her first year, we won 5 games, but what mattered even more than the wins was what she believed in and what we were trying to build. She showed up every day, competed, and wanted to get better. Each year, she has helped raise the standard from 5 wins to 14 to 24 with a trip to the state tournament, and this year's turning out to be another fantastic season. That kind of turnaround doesn't happen by accident. It happens because of players like Zoe who commit, lead, and stay the course. As a 4-year starter, she just didn't play minutes. She played with a purpose. All conference, all district, all region honors, all state. But what those awards don't show is the consistency and toughness she brought every single day. Off the court, Zoe has been just as impressive. She's involved in student council, National Honor Society, and she's a CNA assistant at Highland Ridge. She has shown incredible compassion and responsibilities, a quality that fits perfectly with her goal of pursuing nursing with dreams of becoming a pediatric nurse practitioner. While we don't know exactly where next year will take her, we know this: wherever she goes, she's going to make a positive impact, just like she has here. Zoe has shared that basketball has taught her how to adapt, how to grow, and how every role on a team matters. That belief in the way that she's led and supported her teammate. This team has become a second family to her, and this gym will always feel like home. Zoe, thank you for believing in me, believing in this program, and leaving it better than you found it. We are very proud of you. Again, I just want to give another big shout out to this group of seniors. They've been a joy to work with. It's kind of crazy that we started when Zoe was like a gangly little 14-year-old probably. And then we had the lookalike Caitlin Clark come in. And then we finish it off with Chloe as well. So thank you guys very much. If you ever, of course, need anything, I feel like as much as we've done together and where we're going to go with this, you'll always be family and friends to me. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
The Raiders always like to do their senior night activities before the final game of the season. So wrapping up their senior night, recognizing our 3 seniors, Lori Ossie, Kennedy Skaggs, and Zoe Allen. And now we'll flip the script to the boys game against the South Tama Trojans, who come into the rack with a 2-11 overall record and a 1-9 in the WAMAC. I had South Tama predicted to finish in 4th place in the WAMAC West. The Trojans are losing a Jerome Capay, who started in 19 of 21 games for South Tama last season. But the Trojans are returning as seniors Tanner Large and Kyrell Etzen, who were on the honorable mention team last year. Kyrell Etzen ranks 3rd in rebounding, 10th in blocks, and 8th in steals among returning players. Tanner Large ranks 7th in three-pointers attempted among returning players. South Tama is also returning a senior Marion Harris and a junior Michael Henry, who played in every game for the Trojans last season. Seniors Barrett Jusina and Wesley Hannes saw a significant time for South Tama as well. South Tama is currently sitting in 12th place in my power rankings, which would put them at 6th place in the WAMAC West, with the Trojans sitting in 5th place in the standings. With this game here tonight, that will determine between who's going to be 5th and 6th. So right now, South Tama with the advantage. Both teams are 1-9 in WAMAC conference play, with South Tama holding the advantage, winning the first matchup in Tama. The Raiders are 7-17 all-time against South Tama, with the Trojans breaking a Raider 14-game winning streak, defeating the Raiders earlier this season in Tama 82-74. In that meeting in Tama on Tuesday, December 16th, an 82-74 Trojans victory, the Raiders shot 48%, their second highest on the season, with their season high being a 53% at Fort Madison. Going at 31 on a season high 64 field goals attempted and 19% from three-point range, shooting 5 of 27 from distance, with 42% of their shots coming from behind the three-point arc for an effective field goal percentage of 52%, their second highest on the season, with their season high being a 60% at Fort Madison. Assisting on 74% of their made field goals with 23 assists, their second highest on the season, with their season high being 25 assists at Fort Madison. Scoring 74 points for an offensive efficiency of 95.6, their third best offensive performance on the season, 16.1 above their season average, and a 15.7 below what South Tama has allowed their opponents. The Raiders posted an efficiency rating of 78, 33.2 above their season average, and 7.9 below what the Trojans have allowed their opponents on the season. For the Raiders, the Farm Bureau star player of the game. And if you're looking for a star to help you navigate through the difficulties of life, give Farm Bureau agent Jared Quastable a call. Learn how we can make it easy to protect the things that are most important to you. Your home, family, farm, and future. Was senior Griffin Becker with a career-high 24 points on 10 of 15 shooting and 4 of 5 from the free throw line, along with 5 rebounds and an assist. The Ullman's Furniture bench player of the game. Whether you're furnishing a large home or efficiency condo, you're sure to find something that fits your needs at Ullman's Furniture. Was juniors Colin Reed with 6 rebounds, 4 coming off the offensive glass, 2 assists and a block. Seniors Grady Weegan and Dylan Weiskopf and junior Noah Banos also had good games for the Raiders. Noah Banos scored 16 points on 7 of 10 shooting, making a 3 and a free throw, along with a rebound and 4 assists. Grady Weegan scored 8 points on 4 of 7 shooting, along with 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, and a block. Dylan Weiskopf scored 18 points and had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. South Tama shot a season-high 56%, going 32 of 57 from the field, both season highs, and a season-high 46% from three-point range, shooting 6 of 13 from distance for a season-high effective field goal percentage of 61%, assisting on the 66% of their made field goals, with a season-high 21 assists, scoring a season-high 82 points for a season-high offensive efficiency of 106.3, 37.3 above their season average, and a 0.3 below what the Raiders allowed their opponents. The Trojans posted a season-high efficiency rating of 102, 65 above their season average, and a 26.5 above what the Raiders have allowed their opponents on the season. The Bell & Plumbing player who did it all for South Tama repairs and new installs. Bell & Plumbing Heating Construction does it all from start to finish. They have the experience it takes to get the job done right here in your backyard. Was senior Kyrell Edson with a double-double with 28 points on 11 of 14 shooting, going 6 for 7 from distance, making all 6 threes for South Tama, and 10 rebounds, along with 3 assists and 2 steals. The Casey's sub of the game, Casey's, the pizza place that sells gas and subs too, was senior Wesley Hannes with 6 points off the bench on perfect 3 of 3 shooting and 2 steals. Seniors Barrett Jacina, Tanner Large, and Marlon Harris also had good games for the Trojans. Barrett Jacina posted a double-double with 20 points on 9 of 14 shooting, making 2 free throws and had 11 rebounds, 4 of them coming off the offensive glass, along with an assist and 3 steals. Tanner Large posted a double-double with 14 points, going 12 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 14 assists, and 4 steals. Marlon Harris scored 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting, along with 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. The Raiders' last game was right here at the Rack on Tuesday night, losing 60-50 to the hot Benton Bobcats, who are on a 4-game winning streak and have won 7 of their last 8. The Raiders shot 36%, going 20 of 55 from the field, and 22% from three-point range, going 4 of 18 from distance, taking 33% of their shots from behind the three-point arc for an effective field goal percentage of 40%, assisting on 50% of their made field goals with 10 assists, scoring 50 points for an offensive efficiency of 75.9, 3.6 below their season average, and 12.8 below what Benton has allowed their opponents. The Raiders posted an efficiency rating of 43, 1.3 below their season average, and 11.2 below what the Bobcats have allowed their opponents on the season. The Farm Bureau star player of the game was senior Dylan Weiskopf with 13 points, making 6 shots, 1 of those coming from three-point range, along with a team-high 10 rebounds, an assist, and 2 steals. The Olmans Furniture bench player of the game was junior Colin Reed with 2 points, 5 rebounds, 3 of those coming off the offensive glass, and an assist and a block. Benton shot 42%, 20 of 48 from the field, and 29% from three-point range, going 6 of 21 from distance, taking 44% of their shots from distance for an effective field goal percentage of 48%, assisting on 60% of their made field goals with 12 assists, scoring 60 points for an offensive efficiency of 91.1, 1.3 below their season average, and 15.5 below what the Raiders have allowed their opponents. The Bobcats posted an efficiency rating of 61, 1.7 above their season average, and 14.5 below what the Raiders have allowed their opponents on the season. For Benton, the Bell & Plumbing player who did it all was senior Eli Patterson, posting a double-double with 12 points on perfect 3 of 3 shooting and 6 for 8 from the free throw line, along with 10 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. The Casey's sub of the game for the Bobcats was junior Caleb Hayden, who scored a team-high 14 points off the bench on 5 of 8 shooting, 2 of 3 from distance, and a perfect 2 for 2 from the free throw line, along with 2 rebounds, an assist, and 3 blocks. Sophomore Vince Palmer also had a good game for the Bobcats, scoring 6 points on 3 of 4 shooting, 6 rebounds, 4 of them coming off the offensive boards, and 2 blocks. South Tama's last game was in Tiffin against the Clear Creek Amana Clippers on Tuesday night, losing to the Clippers 73-46. The Trojans hung with the first-place Clippers in the first quarter, with CCA leading by 2, 15-13. Clear Creek Amana extended their lead in the second quarter, outscoring South Tama 15-9, to lead by 8 at halftime, 30-22. The Clippers further extended their lead to 11 at the end of 3, outscoring the Trojans 20-17 in the third quarter. CCA finally took control of the game in the fourth quarter, outscoring South Tama 23-7 for the 73-46 final in Tiffin on Tuesday night. South Tama shot 35%, going 19 of 54 from the field and 24% from three-point range, shooting 5 of 21 from distance, taking 39% of their shots from behind the three-point arc for an effective field goal percentage of 40%, assisting on 47% of their made field goals with 9 assists, scoring 46 points for an offensive efficiency of 71, 2 below their season average, and 26.7 below what Clear Creek Amana has allowed their opponents. The Trojans posted an efficiency rating of 33, 4 below their season average, and 39.3 below what the Clippers have allowed their opponents. The Bell and Plumbing player who did it all for South Tama was senior Barrett Racino with a team-high 15 points on 7 of 10 shooting, making a 3 along with 3 rebounds, 2 of them coming off the offensive glass, an assist and 2 steals. The KC sub of the game for the Trojans was a senior Wesley Hannes with 4 points on 2 of 4 shooting and 5 rebounds, 2 of them coming off the offensive boards. Clear Creek Amana shot 45%, 31 of 69 from the field and 37% from three-point range, shooting 7 for 19 from distance, taking 28% of their shots from behind the three-point arc for an effective field goal percentage of 50%, assisting on 42% of their made field goals with 13 assists, scoring a 73 points for an offensive efficiency of 112.6, 6.3 above their season average, and 1 above what South Tama has allowed their opponents. The Clippers post an efficiency rating of 88, 3.2 above their season average, and 2.1 above what the Trojans have allowed their opponents on the season. The Bell and Plumbing player who did it all for CCA was a junior Beckett Boset with a team-high 15 points, making 6 shots, 2 from three-point range and a free throw, along with 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. The KC sub of the game for the Clippers was junior Silas Cobb with 6 points off the bench on 3 of 4 shooting, along with 6 rebounds, 3 of them off the offensive glass. Sophomore Carson Meskimen and juniors Miles Howell and Alex Dubay also had good games for CCA. Carson Meskimen scored 14 points, had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals. Miles Howell also scored 14 points, had 8 rebounds, 5 on the offensive end, along with a steal and a block. Alex Dubay scored 9 points, had 7 rebounds, 4 of them off the offensive boards, and an assist. The difference in the game was Clear Creek Amana grabbing 20 offensive rebounds, collecting 57% of their misses. The Clippers were also +4 in the turnover battle, forcing 16 Trojan turnovers, of which 11 were steals by Clear Creek Amana. That allowed Clear Creek Amana to get 15 more field goals attempted than South Tama. Let's take a quick look at the Capper Ford keys to the game. Find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle at Capper Ford. See for yourself the Capper experience. The Capper Ford key of the game for offense goes to the Raiders. The Raiders are the 10th best offense in the WAMAC, averaging 49.8 points per game for an offensive efficiency of 79.5. Senior Dylan Weiskopf is leading the Raiders in scoring, averaging 11.5 points per game. Griffin Becker, Grady Weegan, and Noah Banos are also above average scorers. South Tama ranks as the 11th best offense in the WAMAC, averaging 45.7 points per game for an offensive efficiency of 69. The Trojans have 2 players averaging in double figures. Senior Kyrell Edson is averaging 10.6 points per game, and senior Barrett Racina is averaging 10.1. Tanner Large is also an above average scorer, averaging 9.3 points per game. The Raiders are the 11th best shooting team in the WAMAC, shooting 39% from the field and 26% from three-point range for an effective field goal percentage of 43%. Dylan Weiskopf ranked 7th in the WAMAC in field goals attempted, averaging 12.5 shots a game. Griffin Becker, Grady Weegan, and Charlie Hoffman are all averaging 5 or more shots a game for the Raiders. Noah Banos would rank 2nd in the WAMAC in a field goal percentage, shooting 57% from the field if he was averaging 5 field goal attempts a game, with the junior averaging 4.7. Miles Howell from Clear Creek Amana is leading the WAMAC, shooting 61% from the field. South Tama is the 10th best shooting team in the WAMAC, shooting 39% from the field, 26% from three-point range for an effective field goal percentage of 44%. Barrett Racina, Kyrell Edson, and Tanner Large are the Trojans who are averaging more than 5 shots a game for South Tama. The Raiders rank 11th in the WAMAC in three-point shooting, shooting 26% from three-point range, taking 37% of their shots from behind the three-point arc, averaging 17.8 threes, making 4.6. PJ Carey ranks 6th in the WAMAC at taking his shots from behind the three-point arc, taking 79% of his shots from distance. Chase Kester from Grinnell is leading the WAMAC, taking 99% of his shots from distance. Dylan Weiskopf and Charlie Hoffman are also averaging more than 2 threes a game for the Raiders. South Tama is the 10th best three-point shooting team, shooting 26% from distance, taking 33% of their shots from behind the three-point arc, averaging a WAMAC low of 15 shots from distance, making a WAMAC low 3.9. Kyrell Edson is leading South Tama from behind the three-point arc, averaging 4.6 threes, making 1.4. Tanner Large is the only other Trojan who's averaging more than 2 threes per game. The Raiders rank 6th in assisting on their made field goals, assisting on 60% of their made field goals, averaging 11.2 assists. P.J. Carey leads the Raiders in assists, averaging 1.9 assists per game. Dylan Weiskopf, Rogan Ackerman, Colin Reed, Cale Steckley, and Charlie Hoffman also have above-average assist rates for the Raiders. South Tama ranks 10th in assisting on their made field goals, assisting on 54% of their made field goals, averaging a Walmack low 9.8 assists. Tanner Large is leading the Trojans in assists, averaging 3.1, and Kyra Letson is averaging 2.2. We'll take a look at the other Capriford keys to the game as the game starts. So we'll send it down to PA announcer Nathan King for the starting lineup, sponsored by the Sundown. If you're looking for starters, a main course, or good beverages, come on down to the Sundown. No matter when you'll visit, you'll enjoy great food and great company. Visit the Sundown Bar and Grill today to see what all the hype is about.
The Trojans from South Tama. I'd like to mention the best environment one can find for all students and adults. Please do your part by exhibiting the qualities of good sportsmanship, cheering positive for your team, respecting the decisions of the game officials, and by recognizing the efforts of your opponent. First, your starting lineups for the Trojans. AC to number 3, Marion Harris. AC to number 5, Tanner Large. AC to number 15, Barrett Jessina. AC to number 22, Michael Henry. And a sophomore, number 33, Ryan Brandt. The Trojans are coached by Craig Harrison, assisted by Charlotte Chikazi and Ryan Cassidy. Let's bring the starting lines for your Williamsburg Raiders. A 5'10" junior, number 2, Logan Ackerman. A 6'3" senior, number 12, P.J. Carey. A 6' senior, number 20, Dylan Weiskopf. A 6'3" senior, number 24, Brady Weegan. And a 6'4" senior, number 44, Griffin Becker. The Raiders are coached by Brad Newman, assisted by Jocelyn Andrew, Chad Reed, Austin Burns, and Wilbur Smith. Athletic training services are provided by Compass Memorial Hospital and athletic trainer Brianna Freiberger. We would like to welcome game officials for tonight, Dan Thomas, Anthony Vandergrift, and Shannon McWhirter. The national anthem was played before the girls' game, so let's play basketball.
Let's take a look at the uniforms of the team tonight, sponsored by Elite Sports. If you want your team to look its best, Elite Sports is a custom screen printing and embroidery company. It's working with over 150 high schools and colleges in Iowa. They focus on athletics, but print for any business or occasion. Screen printing, embroidery, awards, and trophies, and custom artwork. And Elite Sports, their team of skilled in-house artists, are available to assist with all of your needs. So the Raiders in the home whites with the Williamsburg W on the front, as the Williamsburg girls picked up a nice W. Williamsburg W to open up the festivities for tonight. We'll see if the Raider boys can do the same against the South Tama Trojans. Numbers in red outlined in black. Grady Weegan winning the opening tip. South Tama Trojans in the road black uniforms with the blue South Tama across the front, blue numbers outlined in white. And going right to the hoop is Dylan Weiskopf with the first points of the game.
Nice refusal by Weiskopf there. Taking it, not using the screen, and going down the lane for a bucket.
Aaron Harris will try from 3. Rebound pulled away by P.J. Carey. Harris only averages 1.7 threes per game, taking just under half of his shots from three-point range. Weiskopf gets it to go on the offensive end as well. So we saw Zoe Allen score the first points for the Raiders. And Dylan Weiskopf doing the same thing. The senior taking the lead, scoring the first 4 points. South Tama with the answer. As Ryan Brandt looking for the old-fashioned three-point play. Doesn't get the free throw to go. Dylan Weiskopf with the defensive rebound. He had 10 of those in the Raiders' last game. And P.J. Carey with the nice pass to Griffin Becker down on the block. Becker scored a career-high 24 points on 10 of 15 shooting in the first meeting against South Tama. Here comes Weiskopf flying down, looking a little bit too tall and a little bit off as it went off the board, looking for Grady Weegan on the alley-oop. So we don't want to blow the roof off. It's a little too cold outside to be blowing any roofs off here.
Yeah. It's negative, I'm not sure.
Negative cold.
Yeah, negative.
Nice three. Tanner Large with the three. Tanner Large, second on the Trojans in attempting three-pointers.
Weegan was down there waiting for his lob.
Griffin Becker cuts in front and gets fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Went 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in the first matchup. Shooting 66%. So above average free throw shooter for the big man. Averaging 2.5 free throws per game. Perfect on the second. The Raiders up 7-5.
They are also in a man-to-man, just like the girls team, it looks like.
Long three-pointer. I don't think he called back. I bet he was the first one that knew that was off.
Rebound. Usually the shooter is the first one to know.
Nice ball fake by Weiskopf. Hops to the right elbow. He drills it. He's starting off a perfect 3 for 3 from the field. Raiders back in the lead, 9-7. Another three by Harris is good. South Tama takes their first lead of the night, 10-9. Harris only a 23% three-point percentage shooter. Only averages 1.7 a game. He's already taken 2. And on the drive, we're going to get a blocking foul, forcing a Weegan out of bounds there. Kale Steckley, Noah Banos check in for the Raiders. Coming in for Griffin Becker and P.J. Carey. Early on, South Tama normally only takes 32% of their shots from a distance. Ranking 10th in the WAMAC so far. 4 of their 7 shots have come from behind the three-point arc. Spinning with the left hand by Banos. Opposite hand puts the Raiders back in the lead, 11-10. Quickly down the floor, Tanner Large to Harris, who just hit the 3 from that spot. Tries the floater, no. Ripped away by Weiskopf. Here comes the senior running downhill, lays it in.
You probably don't want to get in front of Weiskopf when he's starting to go downhill.
Whether it's the football field or the basketball court, you don't want to get in front of Weiskopf. As we're going to get the foul on Weiskopf on the reach. We're going to call that on the floor before the act of shooting. Charlie Hoffman checks in for Rogan Ackerman, so South Tama will inbound, baseline out of bounds. Harris again from three-point range, no. Rebound off of Hoffman out of bounds. That'll stay with the Trojans. All 4 Trojans lined up at the free throw line, the picket fence. Dracena, no. Offensive rebound, though. Brandt, blocked by Banos. Another opportunity, another rebound for Weiskopf. 3 already for Weiskopf, had 10 against Benton. Looking down low for Banos. He loses it, taken away.
Not
Harris.
sure if he was trying to lob it to him there.
Hopping into the lane, Large. Fouled, he'll go to the free throw line. Foul on Banos. That's his first, third team foul on the Raiders. Tanner Large, the only South Tama Trojan that gets to the free throw line for more than 2 free throws attempt per game. Ranks 11th in free throw percentage at 74%. Gets the line for 2.6 free throw attempts per game. That's a Capra 4 key to the game, and that is even as the Raiders get to the free throw line at a higher rate than South Tama, but also send their opponents to the charity stripe at a higher rate as well. Nice ball movement by the Raiders. Gets an open look for Steckley. Rebound pulled away by Jacina.
If I'm him, I'm taking that shot 100 times out of 100. It's a free three from that's wide open. I'm taking that, and if you miss, you miss. Doesn't really matter because you're taking open three.
Got to take your open looks because otherwise the offense really bogs down if you don't take those open shots. Poked out of bounds by Weegan. Nice cut there by Brandt. Griffin Becker checks back in for Weiskopf. Off to a hot start for the Raiders.
Give him a little
Perfect 4
break.
for 4 rebounds.
Give him a slight breather.
Turn around, a little jump hook.
Sure, he'll be back in here shortly, if I had to guess.
Down low, Becker, drop step, a little bit too strong, ends up in his hands again. Oh, that rims all the way out. Halfway down, came back out again. Large gets into the lane again. Foul on Steckley. That's the 4th foul on the Raiders. So South Tama in the bonus for the rest of the way. So we said in the girls' game, we've seen a dramatic increase in terms of fouls. Not so in the boys. Actually, a slight decrease in terms of fouls that are being called in the boys' game. The foul rate dropping from last year at 23.9 to 23 so far this season. Free throw rate dropping from a 28. Nice dig there by Steckley, coming away with the steal. Hoffman up and under, spin, no. Tip attempt by Weegan comes up short. And getting that to back in is a Barrett Jacina, and we're all knotted up at 13.
Back and forth. Just how you like it. Well, not for your heart rate, but
just kind of what we expected. Weegan into the lane, kicks it out to Becker. Thought about the mid-range jumper. Hoffman for 3, good!
There you go. There you go.
Charlie Hoffman taking over 3 threes a game. 2/3 of his shots coming from behind the three-point arc. Puts the Raiders back into the lead. Stolen away by Banos. Here comes Hoffman. Left-hand layup is good. Nice job not fouling by Brandt.
That would have been would have not been ideal for South Tama. And one that would just be not very fortunate.
Largest lead of the night for the Raiders, 5 points, 18-13. Foul on Steckley, his second. 5th team foul on the Raiders, so that's going to send Ryan Brandt to the free throw line. Only averages 1.2 free throws per game. 6 for 15 on the season, 40%. Slightly below average free throw rate, but hits the first.
As I said, Weiskopf comes back in the game. Short little break, but he's back.
Corbin Shikazi checking into the game for the first time. And going high for the rebound, Marion Harris. Nice pass, layup good. And Wesley Hannes. So a 3-point play the other way with the free throw and then the basket as opposed to the basket and the free throw. Right. Michael Henry checking back into the game for Ryan Brandt. PJ Carey triggering in baseline out of bounds. We'll see if the Raiders go quick here, trying to go 2 for 1. Or just run and try to get a good shot into the lane. Rogan Ackerman blocked away. That'll stay with the Raiders. So now we'll see if the Raiders run the shot clock down. Got 20 on the shot clock. See if they run that down to under 10.
I would think that's what they would do. But if they get an open shot, I assume they...
Nice pounce pass by Weiskopf. Becker fouled. He'll go back to the free throw line. All right, if you get a good shot, you got to take a good shot,
right,
wherever that happens to come in the course of the action.
Now, once you are Williamsburg on the defensive end after these free throws, you got to get stopped. You cannot let them score at half or the end of the quarter. Yeah.
And a quarter closeout, so important. Beginning of quarters, beginnings of halves. Really set the tone for the game. And getting that stop, just as you talked about, Drew, by Rogan Ackerman. Nice steal. Another opportunity for the Raiders. Getting downhill. Weiskopf lays it in.
Be smart. Be smart.
Able to get that, would have counted had it gone. But a little bit short there for Marion Harris. So Raiders have their largest lead on that steal by Ackerman and layup by Weiskopf, 22-16. Weiskopf a perfect 5 for 5 from the field and 4 rebounds. 10 points leading the Raiders. Raiders start out shooting 9 for 14 in that first quarter. 1 for 2 from three-point range, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. That's all Griffin Becker from the charity stripe.
Weiskopf averages 11.5, so already up to close to his average just in the first quarter, which is very nice to see him get going.
You always love baseball season after the first week. Somebody's projected to be, hit 80 home runs and whatever, right? Weiskopf on pace for 40 points. Love to see him score 40 points. That'd be nice.
It would be. It certainly would help.
Raiders holding South Tama. 40% from the field, 33% from three-point range. Stolen by Weegan. PJ Carey doing a good job of following, and we're going to get a foul on the loose ball on Weiskopf.
Got to finish that.
So South Tama shot 56% from the field, 46% from three-point range in the first meeting. So nice job defensively here by the Raiders, holding the Trojans to 40% and 33%. That's how the Raiders been able to build this 6-point lead here. Floater good by Tanner Large. Cuts the Raider lead down to 4. And South Tama will 2-2-1 full court pressure. Weegan thought about the 3. No problem breaking that pressure. Ackerman and Weiskopf. Weiskopf will take the 3. That's his first miss on the night. Rebound pulled down by Harris. Taken away by Carey. He'll slow it up. As 3 Trojans able to get back defensively. Nice pass by Ackerman down low to Becker, who lays it right in. Perfect pocket pass. That way the big man can go right up with it.
No dribbles, no nothing. Just catch, go up.
That's what you want to do with your bigs down low. Just give them the ball where they can just go right up with it. Perfect pass right into the shooting pocket.
Coach McComb loves to yell at Cam, don't dribble when he gets a pocket pass. It's Cam and Coach Mack like to not argue, but they like to have a little
fun interaction, jabbing back and forth.
Oh yeah.
Poked away, stolen away by Large, able to get his feet back under him and lay it in. job going opposite, hopping into the lane, blocked away by Large. Poked away by Becker. So huge is the capper forward key of the game for the turnover battle. Whichever team is going to win this game probably is going to win that turnover battle. In the middle of the lane, Wesley Hodges puts it in. Down to a 2-point game now for the Raiders, 24-22. Weiskopf, 3, left corner, good!
There you go.
Weiskopf leads the Raiders in three-pointers attempted, averaging a 3.9 per game. PJ Carey right behind at 3.8, and then Charlie Hoffman at 3.4. And that's the first 3 made by Weiskopf. We've seen a 3 already made by Charlie Hoffman for the 2 made threes for the Raiders. So the Raiders now shooting a 53% from the field, making those 2 threes for a 57% effective field goal percentage. So the Raiders winning that offensive capper forward key to the game. Is what's gotten them the lead thus far. The free throw line and the rebounding battles are relatively even. Slight advantage for the Raiders in the turnover battle, and that's why they have the lead. Raiders going a little 1-2-2 zone here, and unable to control the pass is Hodges down low. So that'll be a steal for Weiskopf. 4th turnover on South Tama. Raiders with 5. Getting across the timeline. Legion hops into the lane. Layup off glass. No. Rebound pulled down by Hodges. Into the middle of that zone. That's where you want to get that. Nice job by the Raiders defensively. Up ahead quickly. Banos lays it in. Nice pass by Grady Weegan. Weegan averaging 3 assists per game. 3 off back iron. No. Rebound taken down by Banos. Raiders up. Largest lead of the night. Up by 7 with the ball. Weiskopf down low, Weegan. Oh, Banos cut. He thought he was going to be out there on that left wing for a 3-point shot opportunity. Banos had relocated. So a turnover on the Raiders. Raiders up by 7, 29-22. Their largest lead so far. Well, we'll keep a close eye on that turnover battle. So far, South Tama with 6 turnovers now, the Raiders with 4. So +2 in the turnover battle are the Raiders. Rebounding, both teams with 4 offensive rebounds, so that is even. So hot shooting and more attempts because of turnovers is what has gotten the Raiders a 29-22 lead. Back to man-to-man defense on this possession here. Large on the drive, scoop, no. Sky and high for the rebound, Grady Weegan.
Just one hand.
Hoffman, 3, left corner, no. Rebound, tip. Finally controlled by Hodges. And going to get a reach-in foul on Banos. That's the 3rd team foul already on the Raiders. South Tama with no fouls here in the quarter. That's his 2nd personal. Weiskopf with 2. And Steckley with 2. And all 3 of those players are on the floor right now. Griffin Becker and PJ Carey hop right up. Back cut by Brandt. Hits a cutting Hodges. Can't get that to rim in. Nice job by Hoffman holding back to help out Weiskopf. Region down that right block. Kicks it back out to Hoffman. 3, no. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds. Trying to save it was Brandt. That'll be out of bounds. And so those 3 Raiders, 2 of the 3 that have 2 fouls will head to the bench. Weiskopf's going to stay on the floor.
Ackerman also checks in with that group.
Weiskopf stop, pop, rims out, no. Becker down low, battling for the offensive rebound, and a foul going to be on Marion Harris. That's his 3rd personal foul.
Barrett Jacina now checking in.
So Coach Harrison taking the gamble, like we talked about. Which players do you trust? And Becker, they're going to count that, yes. Basket is good.
It's that continuation rule.
Gets that to go. And his hacked will go to the free throw line. So very quickly, 2 fouls on the South Tama, who said they had no fouls. Now they're up to 2. Almost stolen away by Ackerman. Stepping through, Euro step, laying it in, Tanner Large.
That was pretty. Well, Williamsburg having a little trouble.
And sensing that trouble, Drew, Coach Knoop takes a timeout.
Can't be all. Gotta make sure where your guys are to pass.
Grady Weegan checking in for the Raiders. Coming in for PJ Carey. So even on the miss, South Tama getting into that full court pressure. The Raiders' largest lead was 9, 31-22, and now lead by 7. 31-24 after that nice step through by Tanner Large.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Large leading the way for the Trojans with 12 points, 5 of 8 shooting, making a 3. 1 for 2 from the line, couple rebounds, and a steal so far for Tanner Large. For the Raiders, Dylan Weiskopf with 13 points, 6 of 9 from the field, making a 3. And Griffin Becker with 9 points already. Under 3 to play. Well, 1-2-2, 3-quarter court. Trap going on now, this possession by South Tama. No problem with Hoffman and Ackerman, but looking for Becker down low. Stolen away by Brandt. Layup, no. Followed by Brandt, no. Rebound pulled down by Hoffman. He's fouled by Brandt. That'll be the 3rd team foul on South Tama. So all of a sudden, saying the Raiders had 3 fouls to none, and now we're even up that 3.
You jinxed them. You're like, oh, there's not going to be any fouls, and then
it's always the announcer's fault.
Now it's the jinx.
Doesn't matter which way it happens. It's always the announcer's fault.
That's right.
Pass knocked away. So that's not a scenario where that clock resets, but they get it up right away to Weiskopf. He floats into the middle of the lane and gets it to go. Raiders up by 9 again, tying their largest lead, 33-24. Turnaround jumper, rims off, no. Rebound cleared away by Weegan. Up to Ackerman in the center of the floor. Takes it out to the right wing. Looking down low for Griffin Becker. Backing down, getting it to go. Over Hannes.
I'd say that's a very good choice to go to, if I do say so myself.
Becker was 10 for 15 with a career-high 24 points in the first matchup. And that put him into double figures. Weiskopf with 15, and now 11 points for Griffin Becker on the night. As Tanner Large back to the free throw line. Michael Henry checking back in for Wesley Hannes. Perfect on both of those. Raider lead back down to 9. Largest so far has been 11. Nice job by the Raiders breaking that pressure. Charlie Hoffman to the rim. No. Grady Weegan off glass, gets it to go and fouled. Weegan will go to the free throw line for one more. Weegan 13th in the WAMAC at getting to the free throw line, averaging 3 free throws attempted. Right behind teammate Dylan Weiskopf. Makes that for the largest lead of 12 points on the night for the Raiders. Large looking for a cutting Brandt. That's tipped out of bounds. Stay with South Tama. 25 on the shot clock, 1:20 on the game clock. Casino on the drive. Walling up is Weiskopf. And clearing away the defensive rebound is Weiskopf. Quickly up ahead to Ackerman. Hits a cutting Weiskopf, who lays it in. Nice pass by Ackerman. Raiders up now 14.
Weiskopf starting to heat back up on getting to the paint, getting shots into the some twos, some threes.
Walks into a 3 right there. Another assist for Ackerman.
20 has 20.
On pace for 40, like we said at the end of the first quarter. Announcer Jinx can work that way too, right?
See, now you're jinxing yourself.
Weiskopf hops into the lane, down low to Becker. And they're going to get a travel.
Picked up that pivot foot.
Yeah, can't go from the left block all the way to the right block without putting the ball on the ground.
Right.
And LeBron might be the only one that might get away with that. So Henry will pull it out. They'll hold for the last shot here.
Get some ball pressure.
Stolen away by Weiskopf. Looking for Hoffman flying down the court, trying to get one last shot off there before the end of the half. Unable to do so. But at least you get the stop on South Tama there in that final possession. So Raiders led by 6 at the end of the first quarter, 22-16. South Tama cut that down to 2, 24-22. But then the Raiders build that up to 11 by going on an 11-2 run. And then South Tama cut that back down to 9. And then from that point, the Raiders go on another 8-0 run to lead by 17 here at halftime, 43-26. So we'll send over to Charlie Coons for some words from our sponsors.
We've always been a family that thinks about spend, save, give. It was refreshing to find a financial company that echoed that mentality.
With Thrivent, it's more than just about gaining financial confidence. It's about how you can use your resources to create change in your community. It's been a relationship that's created a whole exponential amount of good.
At Southeast Iowa Insurance, we're proud to call Williamsburg home. We're your neighbors, your friends, and your trusted insurance advisors. For over 38 years, we have been protecting what matters most. Whether it's your home, auto, business, farm, crop, life, or health, we offer coverage tailored to your needs. Our trusted insurance advisors are here to protect you, and since we work with a vast number of insurance carriers, we are able to offer competitive insurance pricing that is specific to you. We are locally owned and locally invested. You're welcome to visit us at our website or stop by and see us on the north side of the square. We would love to see you.
Traditional seed meters need continual adjustment to plant accurately, which leads to skips, doubles, and ultimately lost yield. V-set seed meters singulate seeds accurately without any adjustments, resulting in perfect seed placement throughout your field.
Contact your local Precision Planting dealer today.
For 90 years, Ullman's has offered quality craftsmanship, style, selection, and exceptional customer service.
Create the home you've always wanted at Ullman's Fine Home Furnishings in Williamsburg.
Let Ullman's help you select comfort and performance that will leave you with the stunning home that you've always wanted.
And remember, there's always free delivery. Stop into Ullman's Fine Home Furnishings in Williamsburg today and stay as long as you like.
From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together.
We know your home deserves reliable care from people who treat it like their own. When you call Ackerman Plumbing, you'll hear a friendly voice ready to help, and you can rest easy knowing you're working with a team of trustworthy, licensed professionals prepared to help you every step of the way. Whether it's a small plumbing repair, a kitchen and bathroom design and renovation, or a new construction plumbing, you've got this because we've got you.
Unbelievable amount of devastation. I've never seen anything like it.
We had a beautiful barn. It was done in 20 minutes.
Farm Bureau stepped up right away and said, hey, we got you. We'll be there for you.
We were taken care of. Now we could get on to repairing and rebuilding.
I tell everybody about Farm Bureau.
We're fortunate to say we have good coverage with good people doing it.
Contact Shannon Slockett and Wendy Yellen in Williamsburg today.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, shining over river. Life is old here, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, oh mountain mama, take me home. Country roads.
Well, we had our first baby.
It is beautiful. We're handsome.
We're interested in life insurance.
And we bought a bigger car.
Bigger part. Here is your plan. Goodbye.
When protecting your future, count on a human. Only a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent will sit down with you for a super check and together create a plan that works for you. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Shannon Slockett and Wendy Yellen in Williamsburg today.
Pain, hands, feet, it comes and goes. Neuropathy, pain strikes, and another drug or surgery just won't do it. At least talk to Agape Chiropractic Laser Clinic for a consultation. It won't cost a dime. Agape has the only FDA-approved Class 4 therapeutic laser that just might be your answer. No drugs, no surgeries. Worth a call? Agape Chiropractic Laser Clinic. Call for a free consultation and start feeling better without drugs or surgery.
Every home has a story, and for us, it's about the excitement on a young couple's face when they get the keys to their first home, or the happiness of watching a growing family purchase a home with a bigger backyard for their kids to roam. It's about the attention to detail of a new build and long-time dream finally taking off. And it's about the satisfaction of making the home buying process simple and smooth for a family looking to get back to their roots in the country. Apply in person or through the FTSB Mortgage Express app, and let us help start your story. Come see us.
There are places where people truly value relationships, where distance is measured in acres, and all roads lead to families on one mission: to provide for their loved ones, their community, and the world. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact the Coster Grower Agency in Williamsburg today.
Bellin Construction, Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning has been a proud Raiders supporter for over 30 years. Our family-owned and operated business also takes pride in serving the Williamsburg area and surrounding communities. Whether you need us for new construction, remodels, plumbing service calls, or HVAC replacements, we have the experience it takes to get the job done right. From our crew at Bellin Inc., go Raiders!
Growing up, I didn't know a lot about money. It wasn't really talked about, and so there were a lot of things that I didn't learn until later in my life. I want my girls to have a different experience than I did. I want them to know that money can be a tool to help others. Working with Thriveman helped me set my girls on a strong financial path and instill lessons in them at a younger age than when I learned.
Let's take a quick look at our halftime stats. Capra Ford key of the game for offense, definitely going to the Raiders here, scoring 43 points. Raiders average 49.8 points per game, scoring 43 in the first half, shooting 55% from the field, making 3 threes, 43% from a three-point range for an effective field goal percentage of 59%. So definitely hot shooting by the Raiders.
Certainly helps when you have a guy to score 20 points in the first half.
9 for 12 from the field, 2 for 3 from three-point range. Definitely helps. First possession, out of bounds, turnover. So Capra Ford key of the game for defense. Even on that one, South Tama came in with an offensive efficiency of 69. Raiders hold them to 74.1 in that first half. South Tama trying to force some turnovers here. Well, 2-1-2, full court pressure. Raiders got 2 seconds to get it across. And that ball needs to be in the offensive end by the time that timer goes off, and they got it at 24. So that's a turnover on the Raiders. So we start off with back-to-back turnovers. Nice pass.
That's
Brandt, handoff to Michael Henry.
Before the double team came, you pass it off and then you score. That's what happens.
I draw all the attention and then just lay it off for an easy layup.
Right.
So both teams starting with their starting 5. Last touched by Ouija. Another turnover. And Noah Banos quickly hopping up off the bench. So 7th turnover on the night for the Raiders. 8 turnovers by South Tama, so that Capper Ford key of the game is pretty even.
If you're Williamsburg here, you cannot let them continue to get wide open looks and get back into that game.
Floater by Large, no. Offensive rebound.
You also have to box out and get the first.
Nice block by Banos.
Miss usually if you are Williamsburg.
And on the miss, unable to set up that pressure. Oh, staying hot, Weiskopf. Tough shot, gets it to go. Sometimes it's just your night. Hopping in the lane through the double team, not able to get that go is Ryan Brandt. And with the misses, unable to set up that full court pressure that South Tama's trying to do to turn the Raiders over. So Raiders back up by 17. Open three, Weejan off back iron, no. Ackerman and Banos battle for the offensive rebound.
You're on the same team.
Banos will pick up the foul as Michael Henry was attacking the basket. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. That's the 3rd foul on Banos.
Looks like Carey is checking in.
He'll probably come in for Banos with that 3rd foul.
And you are correct.
Well, Michael Henry getting to the free throw line. Only averages 1.3 free throws per game, but leads South Tama in free throw rate at getting to the free throw line. Nice job of boxing out the shooter there and then attacking the ball. Nice steal by Large, layup, rims out, no. Ends up in the hands of Jacina, no. And off of Ackerman out of bounds.
Gotta get that first miss if you're Williamsburg and try to get out in transition and take advantage of that. So there's that first miss.
Weiskopf, that's his 7th defensive rebound. Had a double-double last time against Benton. Looking for another double-double here. Ooh, out of bounds to South Tama. Drew and I kind of just look at each other like I had to touch South Tama before. Let's bring the officials up to look at our YouTube replay here.
I'm gonna say that's probably, if this was college rules, I'm probably gonna review that one.
Out of bounds, going to stay with the Raiders. Coach Newt will get a couple more ball handlers in there in Hoffman and Steckley. South Tama is trying to ramp up the pressure here. Down.
It's certainly
16.
Been helping a little bit for sure. Getting a couple of those turnovers.
Nice follow. No, Ouija, another opportunity. No, that doesn't go in either. But he'll go to the free throw line. So 3rd team foul already on South Tama. Capper Ford key to the free throw line we thought was even, and so far that is pretty even here.
Weejan makes the first.
5 for 9, and now this will be attempts 7 and 8 for the Raiders.
And it does.
PJ Carey's going to get
over the back, assuming.
Pushing. Foul. On PJ Carey. Nice job defensively helping out by PJ Carey there on the drive by Tanner Large. Going to get the reach in and a jump ball. So that's a turnover on Large. Steal by PJ Carey. Raiders breaking that pressure, losing that, we'll say, last touch by Steckley out of bounds.
Certainly, if you're Williamsburg, you gotta protect the ball.
Fourth turnover already on the Raiders here in the third quarter. That's what you do not want to do with the lead.
And
Large was driving. I think he wanted to kick that out to the corner, but just got the ball caught up amongst them, and he's just hopping through the lane. Again, setting up that
there you go
2-1-2 full court pressure. Hit Weiskopf from the left corner. Three is good again.
That was great maneuvering that full court pressure, and then wide open Weiskopf for three there.
Chikazi open as well for the layup. Pretty easy call there for the official. Again, two hands, automatic call. He saw that on the drive on PJ Carey. Fourth foul on South Tama. So final 3:49. Raiders maybe able to turn that Capra Ford key of the game for the free throw line to their side. South Tama, not sure, a little confusion defensively. Looks like some were playing zone, some were playing man-to-man defense. There's Weiskopf again.
There's that little jumper that he likes.
Mid-range jumper. Kind of like Josh Dix used to do when he was an Iowa Hawkeye, just getting to that free throw line area, knows where he wants to get to.
And he's
under
getting
control.
There. He does not care. He's going to get to his spot, and he's going to shoot it.
27 points now for the senior.
Hey.
Went to the top of the board, didn't go over the board. So another rebound by Weiskopf. That's his 8th defensive rebound, 9th total rebound. With those 27 points, 1 rebound away from a double-double. Back-to-back double-doubles. Stepping through and laying it in. Grady Weegen.
Timeout, it looks like.
Coach Harrison will take timeout.
Hey, so far, we're not too far off on the 40 points.
You made that prediction right away. After the first quarter, Weiskopf keeps on adding to it. 27 points, 12 of 16 from the field, 3 for 4 from three-point range. Add in 9 rebounds as well and a steal. Well, not a bad night. We're still in the third quarter.
Exactly. I'd say it's a pretty good night for Weiskopf for sure.
Griffin Becker with 11 points after his career-high 24 points in the first matchup with South Tama. He's 4 for 6 on the night, went 10 for 15 in the first meeting. Tanner Large of 14 points, leading the way for South Tama, but it's taken him 12 shots to get to those 14 points. And I'm sure Coach McCullum would say, hey, if we take their leading scorer and we make him go a shot per point, we'll take that.
100%.
From an efficiency standpoint.
Just wall up there. You gotta wall up and not jump with those shot fakes.
Brand able to get it to go. Becker down low, Banos. Large thought he had the block there. They're gonna call him for the foul. So either way, going to the free throw line. He was in the act of shooting anyway. Able to take advantage is Noah Banos. Banos averaging 2.4 free throws attempted per game. Griffin Becker rips away the defensive rebound.
Step through there on that rebound.
Nice job getting the ball to the middle of the floor and then going opposite, but Raiders with the turnover, quickly down, laying it in, Ryan Brandt. Weiskopf for three again. Heat check, but he's going to get the steal. Let's add to the totals and add a steal. Now he's got 2 steals on the night. 8 more of those, and we got a triple-double. Griffin Becker will try the 3. Offensive rebound, and that'll send Banos right back to the free throw line. So Raiders winning that Capper 4 key of the game for offense.
Knocks that one in there.
Capper 4 key of the game for defense is pretty even, with South Tama now at 71.4 for their offensive efficiency, season average of 69. And now with these free throws here, the Raiders winning that Capper 4 key of the game for the free throw line. Now up to 12 free throws in the ball game. And Banos takes advantage of both of those. Poked away by Ackerman. Here comes Steckley. Hits a flying Banos. Nice catch and finish. Stolen away by Ackerman. His floater, no. Rebounded away by Large. Little lefty scooper, no. Rebound pulled away. There's a double-double. Nice job by Banos catching that. And going up with 2 feet. Large for 3, no, Banos.
Williamsburg is firing on all cylinders right now.
Offense, defense, free throw line.
Would love to limit those turnovers, but you're up by 24 at the moment. So you'll take it.
Yeah, the offense has been so efficient, 51% field goal percentage, add in 4 threes, 55% effective field goal percentage for the Raiders. And their second best shooting night in South Tama, at Tama, 48% from the field, making 5 threes, 52% effective field goal percentage. Season high is at Fort Madison, shooting 53% from the field. I'm going to call that a kick. Effective field goal percentage of 59.7 is the season high for the Raiders. So just under what they did in their victory in Fort Madison here tonight so far. So nice offensive effort, defensive effort. And Rogan Ackerman getting that last rebound. As the Raiders take their 17-point halftime lead, 43-26, and extend that now up to 24 points, 59-35. South Tama goes 4 for 17 in that quarter, 0 for 4 from three-point range, only got to the free throw line 2 times. They did grab 4 offensive rebounds, up to 9 now, total for the game. But the Raiders also forced 5 turnovers by the Trojans in the quarter. Raiders shoot 6 for 14, making that 3 by Weiskopf. But went 3 for 6 from the free throw line. They also grabbed 6 offensive rebounds, up to 12 now, so winning that Capper Ford key to the game. But the Raiders also turned the ball over 5 times in the quarter as well. So offense, defense, free throw line, and rebounding. Capper Ford keys the game going the Raiders' way. Turnover battle is even And that's why the Raiders up 24 points here as we start the fourth quarter. On the drive, going to get a foul on P.J. Carey as Corbin Chikazi was driving to the basket. Chikazi will trigger in baseline out of bounds. Second foul on P.J. Carey. Poked away by Weiskopf. Back to P.J. Carey and an assist into the mix for Weiskopf. 27 points, 10 rebounds, now an assist, 2 steals. 3 off back iron. Nice box out by Griffin Becker.
That was textbook right there.
Down low, Becker, before he's able to get into the act of shooting and get a foul. Wesley Hannes will pick up the foul. That's his third personal, first team foul. P.J. Carey will trigger in. Right back to Carey, like that short corner 3. He kicks it out to Ackerman. His 3 is off. Rebound tipped around. Out to Chikazi. Down the floor, off glass, Harris.
Region's calling for it.
And he's going to get it and throw it down. You said, Drew, he was calling for it. He got it. On the attack, Tanner Large gets it to roll in and the foul. Large, this will be his 5th free throw attempted on the game.
Large averaging 9.2 points a game tonight. He is at 16 currently.
And he has to step it up with injury to the leading scorer, Kyra Letson, who made 6 threes in the first matchup at Tama. Nice bounce pass by Weiskopf. Unable to finish his Becker. I think he thought he was going to get some contact there.
Trying to get a little bump there.
Raiders will get the ball back on the turnover. So with the injury to Kyra Letson, their leading scorer at 10.5 points per game. About almost the easiest shot he had all night. Can't get that one to roll in. Harris on the drive, rebounded, taken down by Weiskopf. Hits or by Weegan. Normally it's Weiskopf grabbing all those defensive boards. Grady Weegan with the defensive rebound, and he hits a flying Weiskopf down, and Weiskopf will be fouled and head to the free throw line. So Dylan Weiskopf has done pretty much everything tonight. The only thing he has not done is gotten to the free throw line. Leads the Raiders at getting to the free throw line, averaging a 3.1 free throw attempts on the season, which ranks 12th in the WAMAC.
A little strong there by Weiskopf. Been hitting the gym too much, it seems like.
He lives in the gym.
Oh, I'm sure.
Nice backdoor cut by Marion Harris. Cut the Raider lead down to 23. Closest they've been since it was 57-35. Vanos thought about the 3, drive. Nice back cut by Steckley, hits an open Becker mid-range jumper is good for the big man.
Taking what the defense gives you.
That's what Jacina did. Took that right to the hole, nice and soft off glass. Weiskopf on the drive. Fouled again.
He's starting to get to that free throw line.
In the act of shooting, back to the charity stripe. So the only number is not filled in is a free throw made. We can check that off the list then. Up to 28 points now. We'll have to check and see. That's probably, I would imagine, have to be a career high. Hits both of those. So now all he has to do is get a block. And we can check all the boxes.
I wouldn't put it past him at this point.
Step back three, no. Pinballs around. Norwegian flies up to grab that. Steckley on the drive. Banos cutting. Unable to get that to fall. Rebound hops out to Norwegian. Steckley kicks it out to Norwegian. Thought about the three. Run some clock here. Norwegian mid-range jumper goes. I understand the modern analytics with basketball. You want either your shots being in the paint or threes, right?
Right.
That's the modern age. To me, the best shot in basketball is the one you can make. So if it happens to be a long two and you make it, that's a good shot.
I mean, it helps when you make it. If you make shots, you're probably going to win the basketball game, right? I mean,
right?
You would certainly think.
Take shots that you can make. And the Raiders are making shots, shooting 51% from the field, 28 of 55. Shannon Graybeal checking in for the first time tonight. So I understand the analytics, but take shots that you can make. Poked away by Steckley out of bounds.
Goes.
Staying with South Tama.
That's right.
Ryan Brandt will trigger in. Baseline out of bounds. And losing it out of bounds is Graybeal. So if Legion takes that dribble and goes back behind the three-point line, maybe now his feet aren't underneath him. Banos on the drive, lays it right in. And the largest lead of the night for the Raiders, 29 points. The Raiders are going to clear the bench here. Keenan Carey, Aiden Rachi, Kane Stockton, and Hayes Arwine set to check in. And they'll leave Charlie Hoffman on the floor. Bano, Steckley, Weegan, and Weiskopf will head to the bench. Weiskopf finishes off with 29 points, 12 of 18 shooting, 3 for 5 from three-point range, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, 11 rebounds, 10 of them off the defensive boards. That's back-to-back games with 10 defensive rebounds by Weiskopf. And
that's very rare when you get 10 defensive rebounds in 2 straight games.
Back-to-back games, add in, nice pass. Ryan Brandt with the assist. Josiah Houghton with the bucket. First time we've seen Houghton on the floor tonight. Just being able to clear those defensive rebounds, those are possessions then that your opponent is not getting those easy opportunities.
Where you're not getting the second, the third, fourth, maybe even the fifth opportunity to score. Instead, first miss and you're going to go down and lay it up or score, ideally.
Yeah, Stephen Barno always likes to say that's a great opportunity to shoot a three is after an offensive rebound. The defense is scrambling. So you limit those extra opportunities. And that's why the Raiders, with this nice 27-point lead, 72-45 over South Tama. Wesley Hana set to check in. First free throws attempted on the season.
Does not get that one to go.
Corbin Shikazi. Henry Long checking into the game. His second varsity action on the season. Gets the second. First free throw made on the season for Shikazi. Rachi falling back on the three. Long looking to dump it off to Hoffman, stolen away. Wolbiter trying to feed it to Houghton.
Good
Rachi for three, no.
Good block there, though.
Students are ready to explode if Rachi can drill a three.
A little hard hedge there. It looked like to me.
Nice shot by Shikazi. David Harvey and Sawyer Griner set to check in. Next dead ball. Rachi from three. And there go the students. That's what they've been waiting for.
That was butter, too.
First three made on the season by Hayden Rachi. And they're just going to call a quick timeout to get the subs into the game. Just under a minute to go. Rachi will head to the bench after making that three.
Love to see it.
Stockton thought about the three. Carey swings it around to Griner. Over to Harvey in the corner. Keenan Carey under 10 on the shot clock.
Gotta shoot it at some point.
Swing 5 on the shot clock. 4. Kane Stockton down low. Checks the clock. Gets the jump hook to go. Kane Stockton now a perfect 2 for 2 on the season.
100% right there.
Not very good at math, but I can do that math. Sawyer Griner.
A little too strong.
Looking for his first points of the season. And three goes.
Bank three.
Doesn't matter what happens the rest of the ball game. You make a buzzer beater, that's all that anybody cares about.
That's right. You can tell your kids, man, I made a buzzer beater at the end of the game.
Banking
it in too, which is super impressive where that location was as well.
Capper for a key of the game for offense goes to the Raiders with their 77 points. Offensive efficiency of 111.4, well above their season average of 79.5. Capper for key of the game for the defense is pretty even as the Raiders held with that banked in three. You take that out, right? Gamblers always talk about that, right? Oh, they banked in the three. That changed the spread. That gave 51 points for South Tama. Offensive efficiency of 73.8, slightly above their season average of 69. Capper for key for the free throw line. South Tama right at their average of a free throw rate of 23, season average of 23.6. Raiders pretty much at their average as well from the charity stripe at 26.2 tonight. Season average is 27.2. So that's pretty even in terms of the Capper Ford key of the game for the free throw line, just like we thought going into the game. For the rebounding battle, Capper Ford key of the game, we thought that was pretty even going in, but it's the Raiders who grab 14 offensive rebounds, 11 by South Tama, and that's where I like to look at offensive rebound rate as opposed to just the total number of offensive rebounds. South Tama shoots 34%, so there's a lot more misses that they have to collect. So those 11 offensive rebounds make up 26% of their potential misses. The Raiders, 14 offensive rebounds, but they shoot 51% from the field, so not nearly the opportunities to collect offensive rebounds. So the Raiders actually grabbing 47% of their misses, so we'll give that Capper Ford key to the game to the Raiders. Then the turnover battle, 15 turnovers by South Tama, turn the ball over on 22% of their possessions, below their season average of 30% on the season, averaging 20 turnovers per game. The Raiders with 12 turnovers, below their season average of 18, turn the ball over on 17% of their possessions. So both teams much better than their season averages in regards to turnovers. So that Capper Ford key of the game with the Raiders +3 in the turnover battle. I'll give it to the Raiders. The Farm Bureau Star Player of the game, I'll give you 3 guesses. The first 2 don't count. That's Dylan Weiskopf with the senior scoring at 29 points on 12 of 18 shooting, 3 for 5 from the three-point line, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. Grabbed 11 rebounds, 10 of those off the defensive boards. Had an assist, 2 steals, and a partridge and a pear tree. Everything done by Dylan Weiskopf tonight to lead the Raiders to victory. The Ullman's Furniture bench player of the game, Noah Banos, scoring 12 points on the bench, 5 of 6 from the field, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds for the junior. For South Tama, the Bell and Plumbing player who did it all for the Trojans is Tanner Large, scoring 16 points and 4 rebounds and 2 steals. Ryan Brandt as well with 7 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and 4 steals. And then the KC sub of the game is Wesley Hannes, coming off the bench to score 4 points, had 5 rebounds for the Trojans. So South Tama will continue the road trip, which started in Tiffin on Tuesday, heading to Vinton on Tuesday, January 27th, followed by a trip to Grinnell on Tuesday, February 3rd. The Trojans will return to Tama, hosting the Clear Creek Amana Clippers on Friday, February 6th. The Raiders will hit the road as well, heading to Tiffin to take on those Clear Creek Amana Clippers on Tuesday, January 27th, followed by a trip to Grinnell on Friday, January 30th, and then to Van Horn on Friday, February 6th. We'll not see the Raider boys again until Monday, February 9th for the annual Perry Rich Memorial game between the Raiders and the Washington Demons of the Southeast Conference in a girl-boy doubleheader, with the girls game starting at 6, followed by the boys. A big thank you to my nephew, Drew Carpenter, for joining me, and my kids, Tasha, Trevor, Tyler, for doing stats from Ames, and Charlie Coons running the video board, and to Veronica Heitman and Todd Yellen for all the technical assistance. Thank you for joining us on our Williamsburg YouTube channel for the Williamsburg girls and boys basketball games tonight between the South Tama Trojans and your Williamsburg Raiders, as both girls and boys teams pick up some nice Williamsburg dubs here tonight. Our next broadcast will be on Monday, February 3rd, with the Raiders girls hosting the Solon Spartans at 7:15. Good night from the rack, the Raiders Athletic Center.